vibe for sure.
Hello and welcome to Deep Space Transmissions, a series in which we take you to the outermost parts of the Milky Way galaxy. I'm your host, Commander VG Punks, and with me, as always, are Commanders Taylor and Psychon Jr. Say what's up, guys.
You just can't seem to get rid of us, man.
Nope.
Yeah. Hey, are you guys getting this weird notification on your system settings?
What?
Yeah, some new update apparently from Federal Services requiring access to Ring 0. Think I should let it do it?
Well, we'll talk about that in just a moment, but first, I wanted to say we have a couple guests with us today.
You're a pretty haha.
Thank you. You were pretty haha.
The heck?
What
the heck is that?
That was thank you for the bits, by the way. That amazing.
No, but that's weird. Sorry, hang on a sec. For some reason, I just heard the intro video again. Oh,
here
that's
in okay, here in
Give me a minute.
here in voice we have Commander Narcolepsy and Commander Physics. Say what's up, guys.
Hello. Yo. What up?
Awesome. So we're way out here in the deep black, and I believe both of you guys are still in the bubble, right?
I'm a little outside of it right now, but yeah, close.
Okay, we're depending on you for the news.
Oh shit! It looks like it's end of the stream.
Good night, everybody.
The mining rocks still have diamonds. Before we even had the licky bum bum jokes, I mean, dang.
Yeah. Before we even get into Licky Bum Bum, where is Commander Licky Bum Bum?
Who even knows? Did anybody ping him yet?
I can ping him. Whoa. Excuse me.
Dirty
You know
boy.
I'm gonna ping him on our server because he never pings us on.
Yeah. I didn't have any luck with the search for polonium this week.
No?
Like, I found some moons that supposedly have some, but just didn't get very lucky with the surface deposits. That shit's rare as hen's teeth, let me tell you.
Oh, man. By the way, the beer of the
Yeah, I
day
noticed.
is...
I was watching a bit of your adventures on Thursday.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and dip into the beer of the day, which is... Come on, work with me here, camera. No, it doesn't like it. It's Bitchin' Camaro.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's another
What's
beer
it
by
bitchin'
Real
about?
Ale that I found. It's it says it's supercharged with Denali hops.
I mean, Washington, what are you
How
going
much
to do?
horsepower
Right?
does it have?
All systems check.
Diagnostics, stand by. Confirmed.
Looks like the
Is it good?
the repair.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's-
those Denali hops, they're not citrusy like the rest of the sea hops are.
yeah. No, this is like a hoppy American amber ale. It's actually it's pretty good. Pretty good. It's not the
Yeah,
Scotch
those-
ale.
Prepare for takeoff.
Those Denali hops are usually a little bit piney and kind of spicy.
Yeah, I'm getting that for sure. Definitely not my favorite over the Scotch ale, but all right, let's get into space. Retract landing
I can't
gear.
wait to see where y'all are.
Gear coming out.
So do I get to do a beer of the day too?
Oh yeah, I forgot. You have a beer of the day this time.
I have a beer of the day.
What is your beer of the day? Tell us
I thought
about
it
it.
was rum.
The beer of the day is usually rum, yeah, but I'm changing it up. So today it's Chi Yonosono Junmai Ginjo Sake.
What'd you just call me?
Ah, okay.
That's not a beer at all.
Oh, it's made from grain, so technically speaking, it's beer.
Okay.
You know,
Alright.
and as a Junmai Ginjo, of course, the proper way to drink this is chilled, preferably out of a masu like this, if you happen to have one. I do because I'm awesome.
Ooh, what is a masu?
It's a box basically. It holds one go, about 6 fluid ounces. It's a traditional measuring cup for rice in Japan.
In case you guys aren't aware, he brews his own sake, and so he's sort of a what would I call it? I wouldn't.
Oji.
Um,
So the Japanese word for sake brewmaster is toji.
I think that pretty much sums it up. Yeah.
So, do we need to start calling you Toji-san?
Nah, I mean, couldn't hurt.
Done and done.
So it's it's good stuff. It's
It's
kind of in the middle, not sweet, not dry.
Ooh.
It's made using a type of rice called shinriki, which is used to be extinct. It fell out of favor about 100 years ago, but they're kind of bringing it back. It's kind of mild and just smooth and a little bit fruity, but not too bad.
Huh.
It's good stuff.
Oh no, I did map that one. Did I map this whole system before I guess I did. Oh, right. So you guys wanted to see where we're at in the galaxy.
Yeah, do cover that.
So here's the galaxy map. Here's our starting position.
Analysis mode.
So here's the bubble way over here. We're a little ways out there, just a little bit.
Yeah, that's a little bit.
Yeah. How far are we from Sol
Only
today?
100 million light years away, you know?
Steadily moving away from the nope.
Yeah, moving away from the nope. The Great Nope is what we're now referring to that area as. Oh, no,
The nope divide.
not 100,000 light years away. Only 4,800. Or no, I'm sorry. Only 48,000 light
4,800
years.
from the bubble? Really?
Only
Wow,
48.
That's a day trip.
I almost
Right.
said 4,800,000. That's quite a bit more. Space isn't even that vast because the world is flat.
And flat earthers, man.
Can't help it. You know where I'm from.
Shit.
Shit. See, he knows.
What you might do.
Shit.
It's flat earthers all over the globe.
Shit. That was a good one. Well played, sir. Well played.
I may only talk once every 10 minutes, but I'll make it work.
Are we so are we right next to the void, or is this the void out here? I think this was the void, and then this is, or no, because here's our here's our waypoint. This is the void. So we tried to get into this sector, and stars are just so sparse out here that we couldn't actually.
Also, you do need to have. I'm unfortunately under range in order to make basically into the system, like
Right.
just underneath.
Engage jump drive.
So there is
Charging
some
frame
interesting
shift
things to
drive.
talk about from last week to this week. For example,
Yeah, so
they
there's
announced
do go on. I'm aware of the beta changes, but we do need the talk about it.
Yeah, we have a lot
yeah,
to talk
because it
about
did
today.
change from last show to this one.
Leaving system.
Yes.
So
Maximum
they heard
velocity is
our talk about, yeah, they heard our talks about the feasibility and the costs of running everything, and they said, okay, so the
All
upkeep for
systems
all
check.
additional services for the fleet carriers will be reduced by 80 to 90%.
Stand by.
So,
Scanning
it's
now.
a massive
Collating.
drop.
Compiling data.
Nice.
The core
Updating
running costs
cartography.
will be reduced by 50%.
Also nice.
The depth threshold has been raised so that originally you could go 6 weeks without paying upkeep before being issued a final warning. Now you can go 10 weeks. The total upfront activation costs will be reduced by 35 to 45%. The time between jumps, this is the big one that I like, it's been reduced from 2 hours to 20 minutes. And that's for cooldown and charge up.
Wait, you guys hear that? Is that a banjo playing?
Oh. Oh dear.
Do we get some licky bum bum
Oh,
going
we got
on?
Commander Licky Bum Bum on the bridge.
I'm gonna have to send in a thing so I can get my my name changed in game. Apparently, I've been renamed.
Yep.
I sent you a video on that. I sent Commander VG Punks there a video on this exact subject. Obsidian Ant did a video on it.
I watched it the day before yesterday.
Yeah, it's I'm very happy with the number changes. Some people are still just like, you know, the upkeep is, or the rent basically is shouldn't be there, or they should do something different. And I'm like, I can kind of understand that one. Like I'm behind
didn't we have a discussion about what the rent was for?
Obsidian Ant he went on record as just being, you know, not in favor of, you know, the upkeep costs in general, right? But I mean, you know, the Frontier is engineering this to be a credit sink, right? Because right now players really don't have enough to spend credits on, and so we just continue to amass wealth, right? So, you know, that's part of what that's for. Is it's to, in the absence of a true player-driven economy, they need to have something that can remove wealth from the system.
Yeah.
Right.
Otherwise, you exist in a vacuum.
Hey.
I see what you did there. So while I am in favor of the changes that they've implemented, you know, and with the understanding that this is a beta and things will continue to change as they sort of try and find the right combination of factors that they want to apply for this. I think that the pendulum has swung a little bit too far to the left, and we're going to see it come back to the right a little bit before this is said and done.
Yeah,
An 85% decrease in overall costs. I think they're probably going to say that they erred on the side of caution on that one.
If they do that, people are going to be pissed.
Yeah, they went way too expensive. Then I think they went a little bit way too cheap.
I agree, but that's kind of, personally, that's this is my point of view on this. That's kind of bad business, because that's giving them the carrot and then taking the carrot away. It's gonna piss people off.
That's part of the just the software development process in general. It's iterative by nature. Okay, and so they're going to continue to iterate through changes in this beta program until they hit on something that they think is workable. So I think, and this is just my opinion, but I think what we're going to see is that they are going to make the decision that they erred too much to the left, and they're going to bring that needle back to the right a little bit. And we're going to see from the original numbers something more like a 75 to 78% decrease.
Mm.
It won't be a big swing to the right, but it will be a nudge.
Yeah.
I mean, I might say it might even go as high as like 25% higher than what it is for version.
Just best that they
probably be the
best that they get this out of the way
with,
during beta. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
My biggest issue with the way that they've currently implemented it, it hasn't changed, and they still haven't addressed it. And that's the fact that these things are designed to be used by squadrons, or they're intended to be used by squadrons, but they're designed to be purchased and maintained by single players.
There's no way to transfer credits between people, so you can't fix that.
Exactly.
Not that way, anyway. They may come up either way.
You know, while these things do have their own sort of bank, they haven't opened it up to allow squadron members to directly contribute to that.
Right.
And so they're waiting. They're relying on economy, like purchasing ships and purchasing modules and things like that, in order to fund these things. And I don't think that that's going to be workable in the long run.
One thing that they did do with this that they mentioned was they are going to allow for cartographics to be on board, which is
at a 25% overhead.
Yeah, but I mean, whatever. I mean, I don't agree necessarily with the number, but I'm just saying that step is a good step in the right direction.
Yeah, now we can actually take these ships on expeditions and sell that data to Universal Cartographics.
Exactly
while on the
this,
ships.
yeah. Exactly this.
Which,
I mean, it's still better than nothing, right? It's only a 12.5% overhead if you own the ship.
Also,
but,
like,
oh.
the numbers might even change later, because, I mean, they're just implementing the Universal Cartographics stuff.
I can see, I don't know, the problem with that sort of stuff is balancing issues in general. Like you said, they're trying to make a money sink because we really, as you said previously, don't have one. And, I mean, even if you go out in... I mean, I can easily afford to replace any ship that I have.
Easily.
If I blow it up, you know what I mean? So it's
now that's
I mean,
that's not always the case at the beginning stages of the game. So when you're a new commander, it's a very different kind of environment to exist in than it is when you hit the middle to late game, when you're not so much worried about things like rebuy and you know, how you make the money starts to not really matter. So your engagement with the game is a little bit different, where when you're a new commander, you know, there's a lot more like, okay, well, what's the most efficient way for me to make, like, what's the most efficient, least dangerous way for me to make this, you know, make my money, so that I can get into the bigger ships, etc.
You know, after thinking about this a little bit more since last week, I think they missed out on a real prime opportunity to make the fleet carriers like squadron carriers,
right?
Like kind of like guild houses almost in a way.
And they are they kind of do serve that purpose, but they're not kitted.
That's what they're intended for,
right? But they're not designed for it necessarily.
Exactly, like the design for the ship is intended to be ownership of one commander versus something like a guild hall, which can have, you know, like delegated responsibilities and fees to all members of a squadron, for example. Like, at least give people collective effort to have the opportunity to maintain the upkeep costs, you know?
Right, officers.
Personally, I would like if they had the option for either or. Because there are commanders out there that are much wealthier than I am. They could afford to have multiple ships on their own mobile, you know, fleet carrier. But then there are other people that just, you know, they want to do the squadron thing and be able to park everybody's ship on there, jump 500 light years, and jump off and go explore or fight or whatever.
Very true.
And the option, if they made it so that an individual couldn't, then the guys who are, you know, casual players. And oh god, casual's a bad word.
No, it's not. It really isn't.
It's a family show, damn it.
It's a family show.
But I mean, really, I know a lot of people that act like casual is a 4-letter word. But there are people who play more casually who don't have just a crap ton of friends to play with, but do have a lot of money they've accrued.
So what you've just described is everybody in this conversation except you.
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't know which way you're going with that, because I have a lot of credits.
But he's saying we're all casuals and you're super pro, I think.
No, I don't think so. I don't feel like Commander Taylor would be that nice to me.
Damn.
I feel like you've known Commander Taylor more than 10 minutes.
Yeah, the
I have.
frame,
I personally have no idea what you guys are talking about. He's always very nice to me.
Well, I mean, you're dating his sister. I feel like his sister would hurt him.
Would you hurt him if he was mean to me, hon? Would you hurt Bob if he was mean to me? She's done with my shit right now.
just got I'm so done with your shit look on her face.
Yes.
Anyway, I would like it if they had it both ways. You know, me personally, I like game development that swings both ways.
It's getting done.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Guys, family show. Family show. It's a fucking family show.
You guys took it. You guys took this a really weird way. You know, I didn't in any way imply it.
Yeah, but it's, it's the phrase "swinging both ways" coming out of Commander Licky Bum Bum's mouth. I mean,
I'm sorry. That's it. Just saying, Licky Bum Bum is a term of endearment.
you keep telling yourself that.
That's what I tell my wife. But anyway, man, that could have went real dark real fast, but I'm gonna let it go. But anyway, I personally think the changes that they've implemented are going to make a lot of people at least happy, or not necessarily happy.
Yeah, it's like any other change that you make to any other platform or video game or whatever that lots of people use. You're going to have a certain minority who is really happy with the changes and very vocal about it. You're going to have a certain minority who is very pissed off by the changes and very vocal about it. And then you have the vast majority who are like, and don't say anything.
Yep, yep, that's very true. Because we all have opinions about it, but we haven't gone like on the forums outside of this show, I don't think.
Oh, bro, I'm all up in it.
Are you?
Yeah, well,
I'm
lucky bumbo.
Exactly. No, I want my fleet carrier for free, and I want it in hot pink. That's just me.
One in hot pink. That's great.
Dude, everyone knows the color to go with is puce.
Puce. It's a magenta. Doing crazy colors.
Everybody mark that off your bingo cards, guys. Wait, are we doing it? Are we doing the thing? Are we doing the thing?
Oh no! Did anybody prepare the thing?
Yeah. Barnk.
Oh man. Just anytime she sneezes, somebody's got to say the beacons are lit.
Well, we have a bark animation for this exact moment.
Anytime she sneezes, we all have to say the beacons are lit.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
she's sitting next to me, giving me the questioning look, so she didn't hear what Licky Bum Bum had to say.
I'm always saying something stupid.
And we count on you for that.
Yeah, right? I appreciate you, knowing that I'm a reliable character.
Yeah, I thought you counted on me for that.
Oh wait, you know what? I didn't.
We count on you for being an echo.
An echo?
No, echo.
Echo?
No, too soon.
Location?
Echo? Echo? Echo?
Well, don't worry, it'll happen eventually.
All right. Too far.
Finds a way.
I'll get the bingo card out.
Saigon always finds a way.
Next system en route.
Vectors.
Did somebody who requested Cheetah, man? Who did that?
You did.
No.
Cheetor. Oh, sorry.
That wasn't me. Guys, don't pay attention to that at the upper right-hand corner of my screen. Don't look at that. Don't look at that. Also, I didn't get to say this before. Welcome to the show, Acid Honey. Bree, thank you for showing up. That's amazing. Good to have you. I hope that our language isn't as such that it drives you away.
What fucking language?
Yeah, we have some fucking. There's a lot of fucking language on this fucking show.
I need more fucking sake.
Okay.
I mean, how much sake can you do in a channel?
I'm gonna step away for one moment. I will be right back.
Surprised.
Don't touch that dial.
Well, yeah, half the bottle so far.
right font level and then has the right amount of space between the. No, it's.
I'm back.
It's just.
If you could quit wiping your ass with our TPS reports, that would be great.
We have TPS reports?
Yeah.
I'm thinking 50-point Helvetica.
No, man, Comic Sans.
Yeah,
every
Comic
time.
Sans is the only font on company machines, actually.
I thought that was strictly reserved for youth ministers.
No. Our organization has a hard restriction to Comic Sans, actually. We even code in it, actually.
Oh my god!
It would probably be in Comic Sans.
Yeah, we had to actually
Scanning for
hand
information.
create a version of Comic Sans that was monospace so that we could code with it. We actually put more effort into the font than we do on our software.
Send me that font. I want that font.
You're gonna prank people around the office with it. I know you.
The way that I know Commander VG Punks, I would assume he coded in wingdings.
No.
Things can't forget.
No, he's not that advanced.
No, I'm not.
I'm just waiting for the shitty sci-fi that I watch where like the alien language is actually wingdings, so I can laugh my ass off.
You just know Kurt probably could and already has programmed it in Wingdings.
I can't remember I can't remember what it was, but okay, Terminator 2, the freaking CPU that they had.
I need to step away from the
Neural net processor.
I've seen it on Facebook posted a few different times about the kids in Africa, and the lady decides to play a game where it's like she puts some candy or something on a tree, and she's like, whichever kid can get to it first gets the candy, and like all the kids go together, and it's the word Ubuntu. They're like Ubuntu.
Commander Licky Bum Bum, quit being inappropriate with children.
So.
Oh my God! Can I tell a heartwarming story without you being perverted? Jesus.
And bears.
Have you been on this show very long?
Welcome. You must be new here.
Well, we just heard that they can't repair the main fridge, but they're going to try to repair our backup fridge. So at least we might have a fridge again.
Did the compressor go out or what?
On this one, yeah, this is the second time it's went out, but he can't find a model number on it, so he doesn't know what parts to order. So, and that is our responsibility. So we're just gonna swap them out with the other fridge we have.
How old is your fridge?
I don't know. This one we came with the house.
You can go buy a new one for $300-400.
We have another one that's out there, but the starter wasn't working, so he's gonna replace that and get it up and running, and then we're just gonna clean it out and go.
I have a question. You said that it came with the house?
Yeah.
Like at the same time?
Yeah. They came at the same time. I know, it's like magic, right?
It never happens.
That's a new one.
Scanning.
What a time for our refrigerator to burn out, though. Right in the middle of pandemic time.
If you keep putting your weed in it, it will.
No, it would be all moist and ugh.
Moist.
Say it.
That's what Tupperware's for.
You mean you don't want your weed tank?
Are you sure you don't live in Texas?
So here's a funny story. You guys will like this. My dad has glaucoma. Okay?
That's
He
not
lives
funny.
with us. Hold on. It continues. He lives with us, and due to the fact that he has glaucoma, it causes his eyes to be in pain, of course, right? So we ran across an issue. My father is a veteran, and he gets his insurance and medical care through the VA.
Did you guys playing bingo at home catch that sneeze?
Hold on. So, my due to the fact that he gets his medical care through the VA, and weed is considered a Class 1 substance or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's highly illegal by the federal government. He can't get a prescription to take care of his glaucoma, and as far as I know, marijuana is the only thing that will help with the pain of glaucoma.
Yeah.
So my wife and I decided to fix this problem. All right.
Take a drive up to Colorado?
No, that is highly
You
illegal.
could even drive up to Arkansas.
No, wait, what? No. What? Arkansas? I don't know.
Cook
What.
up some crack?
No,
Yeah, didn't you know Arkansas is legal?
so is Texas for medical marijuana,
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
No, we do
Well,
have
yes.
medical, yeah.
which is what we want.
No, but I mean
We don't-
Arkansas is legal for recreational.
Well, yeah, but he's looking for
Yes,
medical.
Since 2016?
No, it isn't. I live on the border of Texas and Arkansas. It is absolutely not legal in Arkansas.
That's really
Yeah.
because I remember hearing that it and like California and some went like recreational with the
Washington
presidential election.
State.
No, you're getting Arkansas and Alaska mixed up again, man. You need to quit that.
No, seriously.
There's a big difference. One has Inuit, the other has rednecks. That's a completely different scenario.
Ashland. It's Ashland.
Iceland.
It's Alaska, not.
Iceland.
Scanning.
It's Iceland.
It's Alaska, not Arkansas.
But anyway, so what we ended up doing was getting some marijuana through completely legal means. Everybody on Twitch that's listening, it was completely legal. And my wife, the problem is,
See those air quotes?
the problem is that my dad also has COPD and lung cancer,
Oh,
so
oh boy.
he can't smoke the shit, right? So we had to cook it.
Oh, okay. So you had to make some.
Brownies.
So you had to make some
my
can of
wife-
butter.
No. We my wife made pills. I don't know how she did it. She made pills.
This kind of sounds like the season, first season, first episode of Breaking Bad, almost in a way.
Right?
Kind of. But absolutely not going to be selling anything, because if I do get in trouble, the very, very small amount that we had is a fine. if I start mass producing the shit, it's prison, and I can pay a fine. I'm not going to prison. Hell with that. But anyway, I
Well,
just
if
thought
you-
it was kind of wild.
If you
It was
do
an
wind up
interesting
in
story.
prison, though, can you let Commander Corwin know that we've been looking for him?
just tell him that he's the bear in that scenario.
He had... Oh, damn! The shots fired. Oh, you get it? You get it?
Somebody mark that so we can highlight it and send it to him.
I'm not putting my mark on anything.
Wait, hold on. I feel like there's a joke I can make there, something to do with Mark. I'm not.
Mark, not stamp.
Yeah, you know me, always marking my territory.
Oh my god.
You know,
Let's leave my sister out of this.
marking my territory.
Where's Commander Nakona, by the way? And Joker ain't ever around.
Who?
I don't know. Why don't you call him?
Nah. Last time I called him, there was a real weird stuff happened, and I'm just not doing that. Something.
Damn it.
Damn it. Sounded like Billy Bob Thornton and Sling Blade, but he can't get his sandwiches or whatever.
Oh boy. So, Commander Taylor, you mentioned something about like a solar ejaculation.
Space news for the week, huh? So there was a coronal mass ejection.
Coronavirus?
You get all dirty with that. That is a really, really big solar. You know what? You're gonna get dirty no matter what I do.
That's fair.
Let's do a stripper named Solar Flare.
It's a giant ball of ionized gas. It was. Yeah. Really? I thought that was still your stripper name.
Well, you know, those things have a shelf life, so.
Girls got to make a living, right?
Well,
So
that's our show, folks.
It was brought to my attention by some colleagues at work today that we could expect some, potentially some telecommunications issues because of a CME that happened on Wednesday, right? So the sun ejected a ball of ionized gas about the size of Jupiter.
All over the universe's face.
Yeah, well, except it was in it. When I went and read up on the article, because it didn't come up in any of my feeds, right? When I went and read the article, it happened, but it happened on the side of the sun that's facing away from the Earth. Guys, we're gonna be okay. There's no extinction level event going on here. No telecommunications interruptions.
So we don't have to worry about we don't have to worry about knowing happening then.
Right?
We already have an extinction event happening right now anyway, and that's called the human race.
Yeah,
So, hold on, time out. I got a question. So, isn't it?
All right, Agent Smith.
The smell. But so, which one is it? Newton's third law that says equal and opposite reactions. Isn't that it? So like if the sun ejected a large solar flare off of one side of it, the opposite side from us, doesn't that mean that the sun moved closer to us, even if it's a infinitesimally small amount?
Yes.
Completing system scan. Stand by.
So we're
Gathering
dying. We're all gonna die.
Really? So
It's coming straight at us!
man, it wasn't warm enough already. Now we're gonna have more heat headed our way.
Yep.
Oh,
I mean, I
good.
guess you might actually get to have. Yeah.
I'm in Texas. I mean, what else you got? We already got that.
Pollen. I got some pollen. You want some pollen?
We already got that. What else you got?
Hey, Commander Taylor, did you read about there was some kind of sun event that happened over by Sagittarius A star?
Oh, you're talking about Einstein being proven right yet again.
No problem.
In that
that's the one.
the theory of relativity predicted orbital precession.
Yeah, that's the one.
Do what? Do tell.
All right, so the scientists, ever since they discovered Source 2, which is the you remember this, Mark? This is the companion star that is orbiting Sagittarius A star,
Yes.
right? That's that blue white star that we flew over to the last time we were there. Okay, so they've been watching it for the last 30 years or so, in looking to see whether or not. So there are two competing theories about how orbital dynamics work, right? There's Einstein and Newton. So Newton's laws about orbital dynamics would predict that the orbit of this star around the black hole, just like the orbit of planets around a star, would be stable. Einstein comes along a little bit later with his theory of relativity. His math predicts that these orbits would precess, and so they would, over time, if you plotted the orbits, they would form a rosette around the body instead of just a stable orbit, a stable ellipse.
Okay.
And
that
we
makes
see
sense.
that already with Mercury, right? So they've been watching Source 2 for the last 30 years to see if this is also true when you're talking about bodies that are as massive as a supermassive black hole. And so they learned a couple of things from this event. Not only was Einstein right, again, what a shock, I know, you're all surprised.
Yep.
They've also used that information to confirm what they already had predicted about the mass of the Sagittarius A star supermassive black hole, which is it's somewhere in the range of 6 million solar masses.
Wow.
Right.
Big
Actually, what they said is, or what their math says, is it's at least 6 million solar masses.
It's scary to think about.
I'm gonna say this. That celestial body has got a fat mass.
Yeah,
So if that didn't already bake your noodle, I want you to try and wrap your head around this, okay? When you're talking about black holes, you're really talking about a singularity, okay? If you start looking at Hawking's math and what it predicts about what's going on at the center of that black hole, right? You're talking about the mass of 6 million suns compressed down to a point that has 0 dimensions, right? No length, no width. It's 0, right? So you're talking infinite mass in 0 volume.
Scanner.
My God.
Affirmative.
I always wondered why I couldn't hear it. Somebody muted the damn thing. It's got 0 volume. Never mind. Continue.
I mean, think about
Bye.
that, right? You're talking about a stellar body that has the mass of 6 million suns in a volume of less than of a pinpoint, not a pinhead, a pinpoint.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's mind-breaking. What?
So, I've always found it really interesting how we can describe things like that with like math and numbers and stuff like that, but our minds aren't capable of grasping like just how freaking much that is. Like we can quantify it, but we can't really understand it.
We actually can't even quantify it. Because it is.
What you're saying is you can predict it using math, right? And that will give you some numbers. But the human mind is not capable of comprehending that. So you can quantify it, but you can't comprehend it.
Yeah, that was where I was going.
This is my understanding that we can't even quantify it unless we use weird, like, abstract things like limits and things like that.
I found that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Actually, the phrase that I wanted to use here was you can quantify it, but you cannot conceptualize it.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the same thing as I actually heard somebody say this a long time ago. There's two concepts that the human mind can never fully understand. We can kind of grasp at it a little bit, and there's obviously more than two, but he was just talking about these specific two. And that is the concept of absolute nothingness.
Yeah, zero.
So like before the Big Bang, and then after the fact, like the concept of everything. You can't, infinity or everything, or infinity is a better descriptor.
How big is infinity? Yep.
Yeah, and we can kind of grasp, like, it's kind of like, it'd be like explaining quantum mechanics to a mouse, right? Like, you might be able to get it to understand that there was this thing over there, but they never fully grasp how it works. And I say that explaining quantum mechanics to Commander VG Punks, it's the same sort of thing.
Actually, it'd be more like, in your case, it's more like explaining quantum mechanics to a cockroach. But
yeah.
Am I the cockroach?
No, I think he was saying I was the cockroach.
Oh.
Just to be clear, I'm gonna survive this coronavirus shit, so fuck you.
Touche.
Yeah, okay.
So, let's talk about Carol Baskins. How much sardine oil do you think she used?
Carol Baskin.
Fucking that bitch, Carol Baskin.
Everybody's watching Tiger King right now.
Who is?
Everybody is. Even at work, they're like, "Are you guys watching Tiger King? Do you guys love it? Did it change your life?"
I watched all of it.
I have not, and I actually didn't really have any intention to. Commander VG Punch, did you finish your homework?
No. Hell no.
Have you watched any more than just the first episode?
Of what, Tiger King?
No, the other one.
No, I haven't. I haven't watched any TV in a few weeks.
Dude.
How many weeks has it been?
What have you been doing?
Mostly after I finish my homework, I'll sit down and kind of try to relax.
Stare out into space.
No, I've been putting a lot of work into the D&D campaign because I thought I was going to kind of let it go to RNG, and now I'm like, okay, I actually do want to script some stuff to get some story elements kind of squared away, and I really shouldn't be discussing that though when I have a player on the stream right now who's trying to cheat.
Yeah, who knows? Like, yeah, I mean, I kind of would like the heads up of whether or not we should prepare for a TPK or not soon.
Yeah, no, we're not not it.
You guys are going.
Saying I shouldn't prepare for it, but it'll happen.
What he's saying is that you should bend over, put your head between your legs, grasp your ankles,
and fart garlic farts, and then suck them right out. Suck them right out of the fart hole. Is how we do things in this is how we do things in this town. Scanner mode.
Affirmative, Commander.
Thank you guys. Didn't you tell me that more you guys were Scorponok or something?
What? No, say it again. You were breaking up real bad.
Oh, I thought you said you were going to the necropolis of Scorponok.
No, nope.
Looking for the Matrix of Leadership.
Nope, we're not.
No.
Nope, that went directly over my head.
Okay,
that actually, now that makes sense. And I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
You don't know nothing. Just a little truck.
Of course it does.
That's the only Transformers movie. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, the rest of them are garbage. That's the best one. I mean, did you just look at the cast? That's all you got to do. Like the voice actors in that movie. That's it. Like this movie is clearly better than the freaking Michael Bay bullshit. Way better.
I don't know. They got Peter Weller.
It's like watching Star Trek Next Generation and then watching Discovery.
We don't say
Star Trek.
No, change the subject.
we do not say positive things about Michael Bay on this.
Nope. Or Star Trek.
Yeah, you know what?
Not even about his Got Milk commercial.
I don't know what
Fuck you, Psycho.
Is awful.
Wait, what?
You requested this song. Why did you request this song? This is terrible.
Oh, cause Bastion. I know the
No, yeah, but there's no or tis.
no, it's the echo that really bothers me on it. Like, this isn't row your boat, okay?
You need to take that off your favorites, man.
Yeah, I just did actually. I love that game though, and that song in general is fucking amazing.
That game was amazing.
That song in
and the
general
soundtrack
is
in
absolutely
general was
awesome.
amazing.
But yeah, that version of
Yeah.
that was kind of garbage.
Didn't you say your favorite song was "The Wheels on the Bus"?
Yes, that is actually my favorite song.
Okay, I was just making sure.
Right, the wheels on the bus go round, but not like the Earth, because the Earth is flat.
No, I'm pretty sure it was the. I'm pretty sure it was the.
That's a bingo card.
No, Earth is flat.
The Earth is
I swear to
flat.
God, if I worked at Frontier, I would one day just load a model of like a flat Earth just to fuck with people.
No, let me explain. Let me explain. Let me explain. This is from the heart of Texas, okay? So you guys played Doom, the first Doom, right? You remember how when you walked around like an imp or something, it was always facing the same direction. That's how the Earth do. That's science. Science says
So
the Earth is
not really
doomed.
flat, the Earth is a sprite.
Correct. That's right. The Earth is a flat sprite. The Earth is a flat 16-bit sprite.
Does that mean that the wheels on the bus are actually flat then?
Yes.
I love it.
Yes. But they go round and round, only sideways and never at you or away from you, because that's impossible.
First off, that sounds like a Post Malone song. Second, just like, real talk. If the wheels on the bus are flat,
Commander.
how do magnets work?
Magnets are different.
God damn it.
You know how magnets have a flat side?
Mm-hmm.
Are you watching my webcam right now?
No, hold on.
Okay.
Let me look. Hold on.
Okay.
All systems check
Here we
out.
go.
No unusual activity.
So magnets have a flat side, right?
Gathering information. Cartography updated.
Why is this taking so long to
That.
refresh?
There you go. Confirmed. Science.
Science, bitch.
See, true or false?
Why is your background like an orange defragmenting its hard drive?
Because it's awesome.
Oh, okay.
I thought
was
it
just
looked
checking.
pretty cool.
I'm just curious.
I thought it looked cool. It matches the Elite Dangerous, like the theme of my cockpit.
Your what pit?
My cockpit.
All right. Family show.
It's called a cockpit.
It's called a flight deck because it used to be called a cockpit,
Oh.
but then girls went in and out of there.
Feminism.
Well, when stuff goes into the cockpit, we call it docking, right?
I mean, haven't y'all ever landed on Titan's daughter?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, jeez. There we go.
Cheers, I'll drink to that, bro.
I've
Bitchin'.
docked in there
Yeah.
plenty of times.
I joined the game the other day, and Kyle goes, I pulled out a Titan's daughter too.
Okay.
Too fast.
Too fast.
Yeah. I got a fine for pulling too fast out of Titan's Daughter.
Oh boy. You got neither of you guys have been to Damn Clown's Funland yet, though.
Right?
Correct? Have either of y'all been there?
I've never heard of it.
It's a station called Damn Clown's Funland.
Well, and then there was the Pleasure Palace. Remember that one?
Yeah, I remember Pleasure Palace. Nothing beats, what was it called? Wienerland?
Wiener Horizons.
Oh yeah, Wiener Horizons.
What? I think the Pleasure Palace is where I met that stripper Solar Flare.
Yeah, the climax, brother.
Heck, that one came back around, but not like the Earth, because it's flat. Yep, Earth is flat, vaccines cause autism, and I don't know, I have ADHD. Plastic bag.
Neato. It's because you took vaccines.
Yeah, it's because I took a vaccines. I got my flu shot, and now I'm ADH.
If you're gonna do that, you gotta use the full thing. Like, I'm ADH. Ooh, a flower.
That's not how that. I'm being serious. I actually have been diagnosed with that, but I think it's bullshit, and I don't know. I don't take medicine for it or anything.
Do they make medicine for someone your size?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Adderall.
Does it look like a football?
Well, the more recent one I tried was called like Concerta, I think, or Consent. I don't remember. What the fuck was that drug called? It was like
Look,
it started with a
this is
C.
a family channel. We don't discuss consent.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Concentra sounds like a brand of roofie.
Yeah, it might as well have been. So from what I heard, like,
Concentra.
I honestly don't remember that day, but I took like the smallest dose of this stuff, and from what my friends told me, from what my friends told me that were present, like I was sitting like on my couch in front of this blank like TV screen, and I just sat there for like 3 solid hours, and no, like anybody who talked to me, like I would just like, yeah,
Was your butt sore after it?
No, it was a comfy ass couch, but
So it was like back when you played WoW.
He was real relaxed.
no. When I played WoW, if somebody came up and asked me about, like, I would get up and start talking about WoW, because like I'm talkative by nature. Like when I take that shit, I just turn into a fucking zombie.
Jumping
Sucks.
system.
Yeah.
You know, you're a talkative guy. Who knew?
Yeah. Right. Who knew? That'd be weird. Thought it'd be weird today. Be talking. Oh fuck. I'm gonna drink more beer. Feeling silly.
I like how you blur out of existence when you turn to the side.
Yeah, you like that? I'm
It's
wearing
pretty
a.
interesting.
The shirt is a cloaking device.
I just thought you were 8-bit.
Oh yeah, no. It's because the Earth is flat, and when I turn, the flatness.
Oh, my goodness.
Proof. Bam! Right there, guys. Proof on this stream. The Earth is flat. We did it. Great job, everybody.
Like the
in all seriousness, my biggest fear is that some flat earther will come along and see that and actually use it as evidence to try and prove themselves right.
I would welcome you to do that, please. Please use my videos to try to prove yourself right.
Like, I don't. All right, look, man. I'm gonna go serious on this too. I don't even understand how the concept makes sense.
People
Like-
really, really want to believe that they're being lied to by the government, and I
Well,
think
they
that.
are, but not about the fucking planet.
Yeah, but they also have this thing where they give the government way too much credit.
Yeah, that's.
If you think
very
they could pull off something like that at that fucking scale, like you were giving people way too much credit. No, they couldn't. There's no way. Somebody would figure it out if they tried.
Well, what was the
Scanner mode.
Didn't we talk about this a few weeks ago? The guy that launched himself in a rocket and got killed. trying to prove it was a flat earther dude. He was trying to prove that that the Earth was flat, and he like launched himself in a rocket. It may have been a month or so ago.
And then he died.
Yeah, he died. Like I don't like to make jokes about anybody dying. So, like his family and stuff, yeah, maybe he's stupid, but his family's suffering. So I don't want to clown on him by being dead.
Yeah.
So he set out to prove that the Earth was flat, and he ended up proving Darwin right.
All right.
If I'm not mistaken, he was actually a hermit. He actually didn't have any family, so make all.
That was a hermit. Doesn't matter. Fuck
Yeah.
that guy.
Poor Elon Musk. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Okay. Here's the Earth round.
Round.
So everybody, we all know how Mark's gonna die. It's gonna be a flamethrower. So
What?
Elon Musk, flamethrowers, blah blah blah.
No. What? I don't get it.
You didn't know that? Oh God, I hate when you do this.
No, look. Here is the pulse. Here's my finger far from the pulse. Jammed straight up your ass. Say, would you like a chocolate-covered pretzel?
We're going all the way back to Mallrats.
Oh, we did. We did.
Jesus Christ, what year is this?
It's
game?
always a good time.
But anyway,
Scanner mode.
like the whole concept of the Earth being flat. So, like, how flat is it? Like, is it literally just two-dimensional, or is there some thickness to it? Is it a giant flying cracker?
Damn, that's a thick boy.
You know what I'm saying?
Only if you live in Georgia.
Oh, the Atlanta region. Too easy.
I got a Georgia joke in.
Good for you.
You
I'm
did.
super proud of you. Anyway, I don't know, man. Like just the whole concept trips me out. Like, is it a razor edge? Like, if you go to the edge of the Earth, could you slit your wrist because you're stupid enough to believe the Earth is flat?
So there was another piece of news.
This seems like a good time for me to take a break.
Oh, I was gonna say we have another piece of news to discuss. We brought it up momentarily at the very, very beginning of the stream, but then I kind of put it off, and I feel bad because like I didn't want to cut him off, but at the same time I wanted to introduce our friends who have joined us. Whoa. Whew. Yeah. Good thing Bob wasn't here for that. That grosses him out. He starts vomiting uncontrollably. But it doesn't go down because the Earth is flat, so it goes sideways.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Confirming exit point telemetry. Stand by.
Bob's only weakness: weird voices.
Weird voices.
Scanning for information.
How did you know?
Bullets.
Bullets.
My only weakness. I don't remember what the fuck that's from. It just stands out in my head.
Yeah, what was that from? Anybody remember?
I'm
what
looking
that's
it up. I'm fucking Googling as we speak.
The typing added to everything.
Yeah.
So realistic.
Bullets, my only weakness. How did you know? What is this?
I'm totally immersed in your Googling right now.
Yeah.
Scanner mode.
Harold and Kumar go to White
Oh,
Castle.
okay. Harold and Kumar.
What did I miss? Why do you have to Google anything from Harold and Kumar?
Because I was high when I watched it.
Yeah. I have to admit I was also high when I watched it.
I feel like that's kind of like when you watch Fantasia. Those two movies are required for you to be high on something. Fantasia, Shrooms.
The Wall.
And, oh yeah, if you listen to
The
The Wall,
Wall.
obviously. I've never tried this, but I've been told that apparently like The Wall goes perfectly with The Wizard of Oz.
It does. But Quadrophenia as well? Kinda, yeah.
Dark
Quadrophenia.
Side of the Moon and Wizard of
Is it Dark Side of the Moon? It's not The Wall. Okay, fair enough. I knew it was a Floyd album. I just didn't know
Key
which one.
systems are at optimum level.
Yeah, it's super.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
It's super generalized though. It's like it doesn't actually go with it, but
Scanning
it's
for
kind of like most therapists that are like corner therapies, where it's like it's so general that could go with it, but not necessarily.
Yeah, actually.
But there are some cool parts where you're like, oh, this isn't time for a few minutes, and then you're like, oh yeah, okay.
Yep.
It's
But like to me,
What
that's
is it?
about as close as it gets. Like it might as well
Yeah.
be perfect. Perfect.
There was a couple other movies that did that too. It was there was some rap album that actually goes with Super Troopers.
That would be cool. Actually, would be pretty cool.
I think it's one of what the hell was his name? The dude that does Damn It Feels Good to Be a Gangster.
Affirmative, Commander.
Oh wow.
Bushwood Bill.
Yeah.
One of his albums actually goes to Super Troopers.
I feel like that the whole Pink Floyd thing is one of those examples of correlation and causation.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Correlation and causation.
The twins, I met them years ago at the Pleasure Palace.
Yeah.
Along with Solar Flare, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm just gonna say she took her bra off and I couldn't see for a week.
Oh jeez.
Oh goodness. I'll be right back.
When you jump in and it's a white dwarf.
Pulls you in and destroys your systems.
You just
That's-
fucking now I can't see.
How'd you know Solar Flare was a dwarf?
I mean,
God.
I've talked with you more than twice.
I mean, I'm pretty sure her real
No, it
name.
could be a brown dwarf.
That's racist. But
I mean, I've seen The Witcher. Come on.
Wow. Toss a coin, man. Too soon.
Waterworld.
I've seen that too.
You have? Why?
strangely
Waterworld.
enough, Waterworld and Solar Flare are kind of the same thing.
What, did you need to see Kevin Costner drink his own pee or something?
If you did, that's totally okay. No one's judging you except for
Wait.
Psychon and me and everyone else.
Wait, was he in an R. Kelly video?
Too soon.
So who do you think R. Kelly learned it from?
Oh shit.
I thought it was Ellie.
Bitch, I gave you that move.
He gets like special credits or something
Right.
in the videos or whatever on the rap albums. Special thanks to Dennis Quaid.
Special thanks.
Adjusting
Oh
for
boy.
jump.
This degraded fast.
No, it's right about where it usually does.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Are you we should maybe have like a meter on the side of how far down the rabbit hole we've gone every street. Or I don't know, maybe like a meter of like how many
Completing
times we said
system scan
fuck
for
or something.
cartography.
I went way down the rabbit hole.
It'll be just a picture of Morpheus, and it'll just zoom in closer and closer the farther we get in.
That's good. I actually like that. Just down to like the pixel.
Yeah.
I feel like the closer you got to Morpheus, the more
Whoa.
Yeah, I keep missing.
No,
Anyway.
no, you cut off in the middle of your sentence.
Oh, something about dysmorphia. Anyway, continue.
Affirmative.
Morpheus dysmorphia.
Whoa, someone's calling.
No, I'm sorry. I'm trying to call a restaurant and place an order. I'm working. Leave me alone.
Are you really?
You want to egg roll?
Damn. There we go.
Well, I work for a delivery service, and these restaurants are not answering the fucking phone when I'm trying to order. It's annoying.
So, how long have you been a favor driver?
One more time?
How long have you been a favor driver?
A favor. I'm done with you.
Damn.
I dropped my mic, but it's
Don't
already
you know,
pretty
man,
dented.
Ooh.
Don't you know, man? It's DoorDash is where it's at.
DoorDash, yeah, that's true.
Fuck them.
No, physics. This is the same mic. This is my stage mic. I'm still using it to
Oh,
this
it is,
day.
really?
Yeah. Look.
Oh,
It's,
man.
Look, check it out. It's all beat up. Look there. It is.
That's pretty amazing, dude.
Yeah, I don't apologize for the for the sound that probably made in the stream. You guys are gonna have to deal with that. Deal with it.
Deal with it.
Well, if Bob ever comes back from dropping his deuce or whatever, then we'll talk about the Riot Games thing, and we can all flame at Riot like they've flamed at us for the past... How many years have they been a company?
Stand by. Scanning.
Far too long.
20 years or
Collating,
something?
Compiling data.
Has it been 20
Updating
years?
cartography.
Has Riot Games been around for 20 years?
Nah, I don't think it's been that
Probably more
long.
than.
Their first game was League, right?
Yeah, had to have been. When was League
What the heck is
released?
this?
Had to have been like 2010,
Oh, you're so
2008?
close. You're so close.
2011.
Nope. Nope.
No,
No,
2009.
yeah, you nailed it. Yeah, it's 2009. October 27th, 2009. So it's almost 2010.
Yeah, it's close.
It was-
that's
yeah.
that's about what I remember. So I
That's-
started playing now or on beta.
Next system en route?
I haven't played it in so long.
Oh, hey, it's Puzzle Bobble. This, I don't know why this music goes so well with with just flying around.
I just listen to the Titan AE soundtrack on Pete.
So you're just listening to Lit over there.
Just over and over again.
Yeah. My Own Worst Enemy on repeat.
My worst enemy.
That and the Treasure Planet
Of course,
soundtrack.
Bob is busy listening to death metal sneezes.
Yeah. What's up? Yeah, he's always getting the honk. Man, what is up with this? I'm getting a bunch of, like, already explored systems. Scanner mode.
Wow.
Acknowledge.
Someone
Yeah.
already been out that way, huh?
Apparently. This is crazy. I've like, as we've been out here, I've not seen this many, like, consecutive systems that have already been explored.
I wonder if other people are also making the trip out there and they're just playing more.
Even
I know
even
Distant
if they were,
Worlds.
they wouldn't be. They shouldn't be making the same exact jumps.
Yeah,
Depends
especially
on-
way out here. I might
Yeah,
have
it
to.
happens.
I might have to fly up a bit here.
Get closer to the disc.
No, further away from it, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought y'all were already pretty far below it.
No, we're not. We're like, I think we're pretty much even, right? With it.
All right, I'll be right back.
Okay.
I feel like there was a joke in there, but
I was about to make an Overwatch joke about him being like McCree's younger sister or something.
McLady.
I'm sad we didn't make our flat Earth jokes here.
Well, as you can see, all of these freaking, orbits are flat. So therefore,
Proof.
the planets are flat as well.
Yeah, therefore the planets must be. I think Bob's back though. Now we can talk about Riot.
Are we gonna riot about Riot?
Yeah, we're gonna have a little riot on our hands. So as you were saying,
What
Psychon,
makes you think that?
Well,
It's either that or we could rip the bungee cord.
because I think it's a great idea. I think you should totally allow Riot into your home, and you should invite them in for tea. You should show them your collection of pornography.
Yeah, so, whatever link you're referring to, Commander Psychon, you should drop that in general. Hello? Anybody? Is this thing on?
Yeah, we hear you, or at least I hear you.
I was
Can't
looking.
vouch for everyone else.
I had messages I was reading through, and my ADHD was like, "Don't respond. We need all of our processing power to do this." Yeah. What link are you talking about?
He was talking about the anti-cheat article.
Oh, right.
right? Which is the subject you were bringing up.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
Riot adopting BattleEye or something? I don't know. I have no context for this particular thing, so I'm assuming that it's something along.
Okay, so what happened was Riot released a video game this past week. I forget what it's called. It's like Vagrant or something like that, but it's basically their version of Fortnite.
Valiant.
One of the anti-cheat softwares that they have that comes with the game when you have to install it says that it has to be put on Ring 0.
I thought it was Valphalin. Or maybe it was... Wait.
Link the article.
Maybe it was VG Punk?
It's not
I know
an article, it's a video.
It's definitely a V word. I think it's VG Punks is actually the game.
It's Vanity Fair.
Valerian? Does that ring a bell?
Velociraptor?
Valerian? Yeah, Valerian Velociraptor is probably
Give me a
the name of it.
sec. Because, as I was saying, this isn't an article. This was a video, like, sort of video game update type thing.
I'm just...
It
I
was
saw it, and, you know, kids pointed out in
Valorant.
class, and I
It's
just kind of...
Valorant is the name.
I just kind of rolled my eyes and like, guys, at this point, you're not going to compete with Overwatch. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen.
It's Valorant, Valorant kind of thing.
Valorant.
Well, I was gonna. So anyway, so they've got some kind of anti-cheat software or something that people don't like.
Yep.
Well, because it basically, as Bob was explaining, it has to go to sort of the highest level
Lowest level.
access to the computer.
Or yeah, I guess highest level. I get confused with highest and lowest level because of programming. It means like some other stuff.
Well, it has to have the most access to your computer. So.
Yeah, that
thing.
So like, yeah,
And Bob was explaining to us earlier about why it's bad.
yeah, it's bad because Bob said it was bad, and when Bob says something is bad, you don't fucking install it. You don't fucking install it.
Ring Zero is the most privileged access that anything can have to your system, and the only thing that should have that level of access is the operating system kernel itself. Even device drivers don't have that level of access.
So why would the cheat software need it? Why would they do that?
The anti-cheat software.
Don't, but
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
the anti-cheats.
Well, okay, so let me provide what the kind of answer that I think is deserving of that. And that's because Riot kind of made the brought esports into the mainstream for the most part. So
They were definitely one of the major players.
what they're trying to do is they're trying to take that ability to kind of moderate that aspect of things to that level that is deserving of
They are
esports.
trying to integrate anti-video game cheating into the operating system itself, and that's wrong.
No.
You shouldn't be approaching it that way unless you're designing an operating system specifically for esports.
Specifically for
Right.
esports machines, yes.
Like if you were using like something like Steam OS or something, then maybe. But like for anything else, it doesn't need that.
Or like I said earlier, like for the actual machines that they have the teams come in and play live on, like that would be appropriate, right? That kind of thing.
Right.
Like sanctioned machines that are only built for that purpose, it would be fine because those machines will never do anything else. They're not going to get your personal data. You're not going to be putting in payment data on them. They're specifically for playing that particular game or just playing games in general. Then fine.
Oh, mama, can you imagine what that would do for HIPAA compliance?
Hips
Like
compliance?
HIPAA compliance? Yeah,
Oh.
like HIPAA compliance.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, hips?
Yeah.
Well, my hips are perfectly compliant.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on now.
Fucking bear. I'm sorry, shit.
We need that on the bingo card. He's not one of us. He said he'd fuck a bear.
Right, or PCI compliance.
What's that got to do with lanes?
God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
lane. Anyway.
You got somebody who's they're an employee with a BYOD device. They work from home. They happen to have a game like this installed, right? And you've got a kernel level anti-cheat software that has the most privileged access to the system, period. How do you prevent something like that from stealing secrets, right?
Or
From exfiltrating customer data or
You trust
PII?
them. You trust them.
yeah, or from
Right? Or how do you even know if it's doing it?
right, or like how do you prevent it from like fucking shit up? Like fucking other shit up, you know? Like all of a sudden everybody has to write to your standard? Like fuck you.
It's like, so anti-cheat rootkits are nothing new, right? DRM rootkits have been a thing for a long time, and they have a long and storied history of fucking shit up.
Yeah. I bet you had to fix a lot of that because you're like the IT guy.
I mean, we approach that at an enterprise level. We approach that in a completely different way. That kind of stuff. The video games in general, like Steam is banned.
Yeah, of course. Right? Of course. It's not, if it's not necessary for your work or for work each day, then you fucking ban it. That's just how you run firewalls in general. I mean, that's how you run systems, like networking in general.
Oh, listen to you talking like an IT pro. It's cute.
I did go to college for that part anyway, sadly. Yeah, I said it. I didn't like doing it. It was too stressful. You got all these customers and they're like, yeah, I called them customers. And they're like cunty and they're like privileged and they're like, I need my shit fixed. I need this system to work with my Apple right away because this is my Apple. And I'm like, fuck your goddamn Apple. Fuck you. No, I'm not raising a Seve for that. Fuck you. Oh, I'm sorry, you're the CEO? Yeah, double fuck you for that. I don't fucking care. /rant. You guys can keep going on this topic.
No, we're happy to let you drive.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, so fuck. That was all I had. Yeah, I'm just wasn't interested in dealing with that kind of garbage. Like I'd rather be able to sit down and have a problem in front of me and fucking take my time and solve it. And like maybe there's a deadline, but I don't have to worry about like you also have to be on the call with the customer who is going to scream at you while you try to sit here and solve it on a bridge with engineers who really could give a fuck.
Man, if you're on a call with a customer who's screaming at you, hang up.
Yeah, except they wouldn't let us do that. They were like, you have to try to diffuse the customer, and I'm like, okay, yeah, sure.
I'd be like, maybe in the 90s, but not in the 2000s.
Be like, bitch, do I look like a therapist?
Yeah, and then the reason I left was they wanted us to pull even more, so we would still take calls from people. Instead of fixing their problems now, we would just give them a knowledge base and be like, fix it your damn self. So we'd be on the phone literally telling these people, I'm not going to fix it. I have the ability, but I'm not going to. Here's a knowledge base. No, I'm not dealing with that. That is way more stress than I signed up for. No, learn to run your company.
Just say no, kids. Just say no.
No, I'm cool now.
I'm pretty sure Bob would have been one to not want to do the thing, but then he'd just be like, I could explain it to you, but it would take forever, so just give me access and I'll do it myself.
Yeah, and that's kind of the tune I went.
That happens a lot of the time.
that was my tune, but they wanted us to stop doing that. We were going to start having points, essentially these points deducted from us for it. So if we started, just jumping in and doing the work, we would get fired, essentially. And I'm like, I see what you're doing here. You're making this team irrelevant so that you can dissolve it. And that's fine, but like, at least tell us, hey, we're getting ready to resolve your team. You might want to start looking for another job.
So,
that's exactly what happened.
I might have to go, guys. I'm dealing with some work but I did. I wanted to tell you, Mark, that I bred Rexes.
You bred Rexes?
Yup.
You're fucking disgusting.
Is this a sex thing? Because that's gross.
Yes.
No, it's an arc. It's an arc thing.
Yeah, it's an arc thing.
And to be clear, the first time that I bred Rex is I got twins.
Oh wow. Aww.
So it is a thing.
It's a T-Rex sex thing. I've upgraded from bears.
I don't know, man. At least bears actually have proportional sized arms.
Well, his
have
theory
you
is.
told Commander Nakona about it? Let him down easy. Don't hurt him.
I'm gonna tell him you fucked up that.
That's messed up. That's fucked up, guys. That's a show. We'll see you guys later.
I have to turn off my phone for the rest of the conversation.
That's a big fucking redneck to piss off. I'm just saying.
Oh, hey, Knack. Welcome to the show.
Oh my god, hold up. You know what, let's do this the funny way.
He's gonna log in here and be like... Banjo music starts playing again.
Hey man, I just wanted to call you and let you know that Bob from Alaska has implied that you and I are in a sexual relationship and that you're a bear.
Well, we are.
He's probably like, well, if we were, I would probably say that myself.
That's correct, but you always fall asleep.
The Elite Danger stream, and I told him I was going to tell you so that you can deal with it.
Next, as long as I'm on top.
I mean, to be
Scanner
fair,
mode.
I mean, if I understand it correctly, in the homosexual community, a bear is a top. So I guess that makes you the winner.
Is that really how that works? There can't be like a bear that's a bottom?
Fucking around with them on the stream. I'm about to have to get off though. I'm dealing with stuff. Alright, look, man, what you guys do in the bedroom is your own business. You know what I'm saying? If she's shaving parts of you, I don't need to know about it.
Well, I'm down to my 5 monthly de-hairification.
De-hairification, I understand. You're just confirming Bob's hypothesis right now. You know that, right?
What the fuck are we doing with our time?
Alright, man, I'll holler at you later.
Alright, later.
Bob, am I marking that? Am I marking that for highlighting?
Oh, Lord.
I'm gonna get banned for sure, guys. Come on. Twitch going to fucking like... They're gonna... What do they call it? Swatting?
Honestly, I don't think that a bear is necessarily a top or bottom, but I mean, it just being that bears are generally considered aggressive in nature, I would assume.
Just ask Knack, dude.
right, Knack, are bears tops?
I feel like this one is.
All integrity is within reach. All other systems
Oh my
are
god. You guys are gonna have the communities chasing us down, you know that, right?
I mean, if there is anyone from the community out there, can you answer our question?
They're going to be like, I heard y'all had a bear available.
He's been de-hairified. Ooh, there's a baby butt. Oh my goodness. Alright, I actually do gotta get off here. Issues that I apparently have.
I don't want to hear about you and getting off, man.
Look, man, you know, there's very, very few things that I can take enjoyment in, and creeping you out's one of them. So,
Scanner
You're
mode.
very good at it, if that's any information.
you know what I'm saying? I take pride in the things that I do, okay? I'll holler at y'all later.
Take care, Commander Licky Bum Bum.
Commander Licky Bum Bum.
Can we change it to like Commander Loki Bum Bum?
Nope.
Or Loki Licky Bum Bum?
No, it's Licky Bum Bum.
Loki Licky Bum Bum. I only do it on the side.
Checking systems now.
Well, yeah, because the Earth's flat.
I'm just picturing like Galactus coming up to eat it and putting like, you know, some Parmesan across the top of it. Giant slices of freaking Canadian bacon. Just fucking pizza.
And pineapple.
Not even Galactus is that evil.
Dude. Pineapple on pizza? Hell yeah, sign me up.
Yeah, sign me up.
I should have known, because you think Discovery's a good show, so...
I do think Discovery's a good show.
Sorry, I got a little nauseous.
Wait, which one? Are we talking about that show that doesn't exist?
Yeah, exactly. It comes on the same channel that they air that Green Lantern movie.
What channel is that?
The Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie?
Yeah, they're that. They're just as bad.
Understood.
Yeah, wasn't Ryan Reynolds like Pikachu?
Yeah.
So
when you can be, when your career includes
awesome as
characters
Pikachu.
like when your career includes characters like Green Lantern, Pikachu, Deadpool. You know what I'm saying?
I'd say you probably had a really cool life.
What was the one that made him famous? That freaking like American Pie knockoff?
Van Wilder?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, I
Yeah,
wouldn't call
Van
that
Wilder.
an American Pie knockoff.
Yeah, I don't want to say knockoff.
I would.
But it's the same kind of theme, like, shit.
Yeah, there were a lot of those movies that came out during that time.
Yeah, very 90s crazy college kids type shit. Yeah.
We're in school and we're doing the antics.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Anyway,
guys like this in the anime, so...
Oh my god.
No, that's different. That's different.
I'm surprised like the freaking kid from American Pie didn't see that girl naked the first time and like blood drip from his nose. Anyway, bye.
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 Thanks for coming.
No, don't thank
That's
you
why
for
the blood
that.
didn't drip because the other fluid
Exit
came out
destination
instead.
confirmed. Arrival in 5, 4, 3.
I don't even know how many jumps do I have left. 228 jumps to the next waypoint.
Holy crap.
228.
I'm at a nice number, 269.
Nice.
Nice.
Are you still coming across already discovered systems?
Hey!
The last one
I
wasn't.
found it.
You found what?
Polonium.
Raxla?
Raxlet? I mean, polonium. I mean, pretty much the same. Just as rare. Are you gonna land and collect some polonium?
I'm already... Dude,
Some plutonium?
It's just to my feet.
He needs to get it for his super jumps.
Because super jumps...
Jump away?
No.
Scanner mode. Because polonium? No. I don't know. Scanner mode.
Retract cargo scoop.
Oh, there's nothing here. Wait, are there any black holes? Anything cool? No? Just the one star? How old is it? Okay, it's not even that young.
100 billion million.
It was 2
seen that
billion. Yeah, we have seen that one. We actually, if you check the general chat, I think is it the general chat?
Probably.
No, it's no. You know what? We used to have a stream. We used to have a stream chat that we pin that stuff in, and I should have. Damn. I should have copied the screenshots over so we could keep that running.
Fail.
Yeah, that was a fail on my
we haven't really
part.
been checking the stars' ages anyway, so.
No, we haven't really.
Completing system
Every
scan.
once in a while we get a hair up PG Punks' ass.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of hair on in my ass. In my ass.
It's all that surprise butt sex, man.
Yeah.
Ooh wee.
Ooh wee.
Ooh, we indeed.
I mean, you tell her, at least use lube, right? It's a family show.
Lube indeed. Always. Don't, there's a slogan in there, I feel like.
Never slide without Ultra Glide.
Don't slide without Ultra Glide.
That's marketable for sure.
Yeah. I'm sold. I'm buying some tonight. Scanner mode. Scanner mode.
Acknowledged.
Before you go to Necker, be sure to protect your pecker. No, that one sucked. I like don't slide without Ultra Glide. We need to like take some of these slogans
Before you
and
go
like
to Wrecker, make sure you before you go to Wrecker, make sure you necker.
what?
Before you go to Wrecker, make sure you necker.
Huh. It's like a PSA about foreplay or something.
Yeah.
And how do you not have a girlfriend? Because he fucking spends his time hanging out with us.
When you kind of look like Taylor looks like now, that's why.
Damn. Damn, that was a cheap shot. What's going on?
Shots fired.
I'm not sure what he's shooting at though, because I'm married. I mean,
yes, but she already got used to your face.
Again, not real sure what he's getting at there. Because before I could get married, I had to get a girlfriend.
Well, that's our show, everyone. I'm telling you, man, the popsicles trick will work. You just
Popsicle?
you gotta say I got some popsicles in my cellar. You kids like some popsicles? And that's how it works outside the middle school.
That's easy.
Kids like some popsicles?
Some popsicles?
But instead of just taking a generic van, you take an Amazon van. Then it's trustworthy.
Then you trust them.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody trusts Amazon, right?
Yeah, everybody trusts Amazon.
Or you take a Google Maps vehicle, right?
Yeah.
'Cause then you have a reason to have the camera out. Ooh, my favorite. Oh.
Ugh.
Family show.
I think we hit all the points we were going to talk about, didn't we? Did we?
I don't know.
Who's playing Animal Crossing? I'm playing Animal Crossing.
I just started playing it.
Send me your friend code.
I think we are friends already, aren't we?
Are we? Yeah, we might be because of the whole Facebook thing.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're already on there.
Facebook has my data.
They got all the data.
They got my
Hey,
data.
what else is new, right?
Yeah, right.
All other systems are at
Yeah,
normal
so, I mean, if they want to help me pay off my student loans,
Scanning
saying
for information.
that'd be real nice of them as a company.
Right.
I could use it. You guys can go ahead and take those off my hands for me. Nobody on that. One fell flat. Oh. Did I finish the beer of the day already?
See, I found 6 polonium.
Ooh. That's all you're going to find, apparently. That's how that works.
Probably.
Scanner mode.
Right away,
So you're trying to make some level 3 jumponium. For what purpose? Emergencies?
Just in case, because you never know when you're gonna run into another nope.
Yeah, the nopes. The nopes will get you. Actually, I am going to disable that for now. There's some debauchery happening. We all like debauchery.
Mm.
I love debauchery.
There we go.
Yeah, that's one of the best series on Netflix right now.
Is it?
Yeah, Debauchery. It's really good.
What's Netflix?
It's right up there with Altered Carbon.
Altered Carbon. What is that? That sounds like ancient Earth things that y'all are probably discussing.
No, man. It's just rare material. Like
Debauchery
ultra rare.
is a rare material. These days, it feels like debauchery is a rare material. I say that, but then I play D&D on Sundays, which you should check out live on this channel right here. You should though. It's pretty fun. Huh. So, how are you guys doing? What's going on? What are you guys getting up to on your journey?
Polonium.
Oh, I know you're doing polonium. Psychon, what are you doing?
Temperatures are at an acceptable level.
He's being AFK. I'm
Completing system scan for cartography.
Well, what are you doing? Physics and narcolepsy?
I think Nara's eating dinner. I'm flying out to mine some painite. I need like 10 tons to turn into Serene to unlock her.
Oh yeah, you're doing all the engineers and stuff. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so pretty much for the last hour and a half, I was farming tungsten. So I have enough tungsten now, and I just got to get this painite, and I can unlock her.
Oh, something tungsten and cheek.
Yeah.
I'm out. See you guys. It's our show. That's not even like our end credits. I worked hard on that. Worked real hard on that. Scanner mode.
Aye, Commander.
Oh, no. Actually, I am gonna... Oh, I'm sorry?
I'm just flying out to Omicron Capricorni.
Is that really what that's called? So
It
wait,
almost
is there
reminds me of
really
Omicron.
an Omicron Persei?
That's exactly what I was thinking. This is the closest thing. This is the closest system that I found to that. Omicron Capricorni.
Is there really an Omicron Persei, Commander
That'd
Taylor?
be pretty amazing.
Our science law. He went AFK. I actually need to step away for just a moment as well, so I will be right back.
Okay.
And we're back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you, Kelly.
You're welcome.
Dinner couldn't have been that interesting
What?
because you're back awful quick.
Scanner mode. That wasn't dinner.
Acknowledged.
No, Nar went to go eat. Sorry.
See, I asked after VG Punks and you told me about Nar. What is up with you?
I don't know. I'm losing it.
Didn't mention he was tired. He's
Why
been
aren't these hotspots showing up? There's like a bug or something.
Course
hotspots.
adjustment.
You have to be in.
Do you have
Now engaged.
Detail surface scanner. Yep.
yeah? Did you shoot a DSS into the rings?
Yeah.
Are you currently in analysis mode,
Key systems are at optimal levels.
or are you in
Ready,
combat
ready.
mode?
I'm in analysis mode.
Oh,
So
Well-
usually I relog and it'll show up, but this time I relogged and they're not showing up, so I'm gonna try relogging again.
huh.
There's like a weird known bug right now that's filed on their Jira about this.
Oh. They also use Jira?
I told you it's industry standard.
Well, I know it's an industry standard, but I didn't know they use it. I get like, when I hear industry standard, that means like most companies use it, but like the big companies for some reason still use software from like 1998 because they don't want to pay for like newer software.
Basically.
I mean, they don't really have to pay for this. Well, I mean, kind of.
Ooh, there we go. Now it works.
What, for Jira? Yeah, they do. They have to pay a license.
Yeah, Jira is not free, and it's not a license. It's a subscription.
Oh, it's okay. I thought
Depends
it's.
if you go with like an on-prem plan or if you go with like a cloud plan.
Yeah, everybody's going to subscription-based licensing now. That's the hot new thing.
That's why they dissolved my company, or my team anyway, at
No anomalies
Microsoft.
detected.
Am I allowed to talk about that? Oh, who cares? What are they going to do? Fire me? Haha, because I left.
Here.
I know, I need to get like a, I don't know, maybe just a
Scanning
bark.
I can get her up here to do her nude.
Hey, Acid Honey, I'm also kind of lit, so I'm with you right there. She says, I just got done with a happy hour with coworkers and I'm super drunk, but I wanted to say hey.
Hey.
Oh yeah, I should like re-enable my camera because like I had disabled it and now we're back with the camera. I don't know why I disabled it. Y'all can't
That'd be
see.
a good idea for someone who's drunk to see that constantly shifting into and out of view of camera.
Yeah, I should probably grab my other beer of the day. You know what? I'm gonna see if I can call in a lifeline on that. Hang on, guys.
He's gonna get totally gonna get told to get it himself. It's
Right.
feminism.
Oh my god, dude. I always do this. I always forget to buy collector limpets. It fucking frustrates the hell out of me.
Scanning.
By the way, she
Fucking hell.
totally did it because she is the best ever. Yep.
Totally did what? Tell you to go get it yourself?
No,
Because that's what my wife would do.
she went and grabbed it because she's awesome sauce.
All right, listen to this. Hey, Rachel.
What?
Get me a beer.
Okay. Go give it yourself. It's downstairs.
See?
You see, part of that though is because you said go get me a beer, and like Urs talks like that. I'm calling Urs out here.
Oh,
I at least say please. I don't know. Thank you.
that was me telling my kid to go get me a beer. Hey, kid, go get me a beer.
No. Go get it yourself.
I
I've said this so many times before.
don't understand why I would still use please if it was my kid because I want them to use please when they talk to me because I'd fucking slap the shit out of them. Fuck them. That's why I'm not a parent.
You
I
know
have-
where it is
Jumping
from the
to
other end
next
of the
system.
I have a dog. I would never hit my dog though. Never ever. Right, Puffer? He says, "Get the fuck away from me."
Walk under it. You should pick up one of those rocks, see if there's a Korok under it.
Yeah.
Hyperspace.
What
Checking system.
was the thing they would say? Yeah, you found me. Yeah.
Cartography.
Oh my god. When you go to take a shit,
I'm gonna have to Photoshop that into one of these screenshots now. You know that, right?
I'm gonna. When you go to take a shit, and you're like, yeah, and you're like, oh my god, what are you doing here? It's like hey, Psychon, you remember that one? Actually, all of you. Do you remember what was the Monty Python's Flying Circus where they do the penguins that took over the world?
It's the one about the. They were trying to compare the brain size of penguins and BBC program planners.
Yeah, that's right. And then they take over the world, and they're like popping up everywhere.
You hear a guy go wah, and then you hear a penguin go wah.
Oh, I miss
And
that
I remember
sketch.
that when I showed when I showed that to Mark the first time, he cracked up for like 6-7 minutes straight just at the noise. Wah!
Yeah, we were on it for a while.
That's to be seen.
Recently we were actually discussing John Cleese, and
now for something completely different.
I found out that
A man with a tape recorder stuck up his nose.
I found that he much like Tom DeLonge has really shocked me in that he is actually really tall.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't know that. I always thought that because I look at people and I'm like, he doesn't look like he's nearly as tall as I.
On the Monty Python skits?
I'm 6'6", yes. But no, I mean he's only 6'4", so he is a little bit shorter than me. But I expected like 6 foot, like 2 or something, because that's tall. Like, 6'2", you're like tall, dude.
The other Pythoners were like, yeah. What did you not see him compared to the other Pythons? Like,
I thought the other
you think they're,
Pythoners were like
5'11",
5'11", 5'10", 5'8". Yeah, normal people size. Like when I walk into a crowd of people, most people are like 5'4" or something, right? Wait, don't smile. Don't smile. Don't smile. No, they're like 5'2", right? Like like you're like what? What are you, Bob? Like 4'8".
All right, you can go with that.
And I'm like 7'3". No, so what?
And that long cylindrical package you're about to receive in the mail is definitely not a pipe bomb.
This is at Kyle though. So I mean at physics though. Tom DeLonge is 7 foot, like 1.
What? Nah.
He is fucking taller than me. What the? Why?
What?
How?
What?
No, how the fucking.
I thought he was short.
Fucking Brandon went to go see him live, and he was like, "Dude, he's taller than you." So I looked it up. He's like 7'1" or something. Like he's ridiculous tall.
Damn.
He looks so short in his video. He looks like he's like 5 fucking or 3 foot like 10 or something in his videos.
Yeah, like mega.
How big's my TV?
Like a white dwarf for sure.
How big's my TV? Let me run some calculations. Yeah, like 3'11", right? No one can be taller than me. The Earth is flat.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you can get so tall that you won't even be able to like stand on the Earth anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. If I jump like right now, I run the risk of draining all the water off the disc.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. That's bad.
That would be horrible, right? Everybody's all quiet. Like, we're just waiting for his stupid ass to finish.
Actually, the whole flat Earth discussion. Have you seen the new Caravan Palace music video?
No, wait, which one?
Hang on, let me grab the link for it.
Wait, if it's about flat Earth, then probably not. I don't think I've seen anything that kind of related to that.
So the song isn't about flat Earth, but the
video content
definitely, yeah.
Yeah, okay. No, I haven't seen it.
It's it's the official video for Moonshine.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't seen that one.
I'm gonna drop that in general here.
Scanner mode.
Okay, Commander.
Oh, I love Caravan Palace, though. Actually, there's a song that came up on the other night when I was setting up my just chatting screen for... this is another thing that I was going to bring up, and I'm going to say it on the stream now, because if I do this, then I make it official. I'm going to start streaming, like, coding the Discord bot once we get all the security stuff squared away. So that's so if you want to see that live in development, I'm gonna do it on the Twitch.
Do it.
You think I should?
Everybody wants to watch you. Everybody wants to watch you having multiple browser tabs open and researching APIs and.
Yeah, no. I figured what I would do is I would do my
like-
research in one sitting, and then I would kind of like come up with a game plan of like how I was gonna code it, and then I would sit there and try to hash it out on stream.
Yeah, see, that's how everybody else does it, right? Which is totally not realistic, because 3/4 of any kind of programming is research.
Yeah, I know. So I'm going to end up doing research inevitably on the stream, but I'm going to kind of hash out everything that I need. Like, I think I need to get set up, and then I'm going to sit down and do all of that on stream. So a lot of it will just be chat, which is why I set up a just chatting scene.
Stand by. Gathering information. Cartography has now been updated.
But that also gives my auditory asset a reason to like sit down and explain it out loud to my chocobo or whoever's watching. So I'm not like crazy talking to this chocobo right here who's about to appear on the stream. Nope, the stream didn't like that. Nope, we don't like that color. No chocobo on this on this camera. Can we put an exception for that? No. Scanner mode.
That's affirmative, Commander.
Hopefully gonna start running into like earth lags or something. I think I've just kind of been skipping through right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna check these last two signals, and I'm gonna get up off of here and move on to the next system.
Yeah.
Is there a chance of y'all seeing Thargoids or anything out there?
Not that we're aware
We
of.
don't know.
Very unlikely.
Yeah, they seem to be mostly centered around the Pleiades.
For all
What was
you
that system we were
Texans
gonna
out
try to
there,
jump
the
into with
Shine
the
a Star
Gnosis?
thing. Yeah, the Gnosis. Or,
Oh yeah, the one that was that's permit locked.
Omicron
'cause,
Persei.
And there were some nasty Thargoids there.
Damn.
We got our asses handed to us so fast.
Yeah. In our cutters.
Well,
I was in
those
my
two-
cutter.
well,
Yeah.
Those two and I ran away as fast as possible.
Probably the reason we
So
exploded.
reliable.
Yeah. Totally abandoned us in the middle of combat.
What a dick.
Hey, you guys attacked before I could even deploy my hard points, and then it was suddenly destroying you guys, and you're like, what the?
Did we stream that? Did we stream that day? We should highlight
Yes.
that. I'm pretty sure that was
Yes.
live, yeah.
Dude, that was like... The whole thing was that we began the episode going over the battle plan of how we're supposed to attack the Thargoids.
Are you eating again? You remember we talked about
Maybe.
how you should not chew in people's ears. It's way too intimate.
And nobody thinks. Well, that explains a lot, right? Nobody thinks that's sexy.
I do. I have a
mean,
beard now.
ASMR is a thing.
Yeah, Chrissy was like, grow a beard, and so I was like, yeah, okay. I'm sorry, I got they said last time I saw you, you did not have a beard, and now you do. Wild. Yeah, I have a beard now. It's really weird. There's some platinum in it as well, because I'm sophisticated, and I don't call it, like, gray or anything.
Yeah, that was pretty startling for me at first too when I first saw you, because it's been so long. It was just kind of like a holy shit.
Yeah, this
That's
guy,
weird.
this guy, this entire time has been isolated on a on an island because I haven't been talking to him, so I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah,
No, me
mine's
too.
not platinum, it's just white because I've actually gained a little bit of wisdom.
Yeah, okay.
All right, found a couple metallic
Like,
meteorites.
intelligence still isn't one of my intelligence is almost one of my dump stats, but wisdom is certainly gained.
Course adjustment.
I will do that right now. Hey, Chrissy. She says hi. And she said, "What up?" I think she said, "What up, baby?" Is what she said. What was?
Scanning.
Yeah, she did say, "What up, baby?"
That's some high praise coming from my sister. Chromium, nickel, chromium, vanadium, chromium.
Well, she calls everyone her babies because she's mom. So.
She doesn't call me that.
Well, why would she call you her babies?
Exactly. She doesn't call everyone that.
Well, okay. She calls everyone as a in the universe of people that she overwatches. Wait, hold on. No, I'm trying to create a universe.
Keep digging.
Everyone, like, okay, what would the, no, seriously, like, what would the universe of this be? How would I correctly have said this? Because Bob understood what I was talking about. He's just being a dick. But now I'm like, what would the universe be? So for all X in in people,
Come on, solve the equation, math man.
I'm working on it. Hold on, let me drink some beer. For all people who are not her family, who are not older than her. No, even people that are older than her.
If they're babies, then aren't they her family?
No, because she doesn't seem to call anyone in the family babies. These are like her
Flat earthers.
Yeah, right? It's weird.
So what is she gonna call future children, if any?
None. Get out. Abort. No, that's not true. That's not true at all. We call Atlas good boy. We call him butt. But I've never heard him. Well, no, actually, I've heard her call him babies. So I guess family does count. Damn, you just destroyed that entire universe. You just destroyed an entire universe just for your own.
You're welcome.
For your own
Well, how
chuckles.
else is he gonna make his rum?
Scanner mode.
Right away, Commander.
Tell me, are we at least good drunk entertainment, Bree? Are we? I think I'm entertaining. I could like dance or something, but nobody wants to see that.
The system is down. The system is down.
The system is down. Oh, Homestar Runner. Scanner mode.
Recover the SRV.
Aye, Commander.
Oh, this is my third time figuring out that there wasn't anything in the system to scan. Any black holes? Anything good?
Any white dwarfs?
Okay. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Wow, that's a lot of...
First discovered by Commander validating. Okay, I'm leaving. We're gone.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I see a bunch of that stuff over here.
You got beat by an Xbox, Commander.
Dude, no, it's worse than that. It's that, like, the path we're on, I keep running into these scanned systems. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to make it so I have a lot more jumps. Yeah. To get to the waypoint.
That's crazy. That's so crazy that you saw the validating tag, because when I was on my trip up towards Sagittarius A, I saw a bunch of systems that were marked by that person too.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, that's an Xbox tag.
Dude, okay, I'm having trouble finding stars. This, I'm in danger. So this one is 161 light years out. Are we going? Is it going to be like cannot plot route? This might be. Oh,
are we done?
Here we go.
Star.
Engage jump drive.
Here we go.
Jumping.
Vega, what is our probability of success of survival?
Three repeating, of course.
Three repeating, of course. Percent.
Vectors.
Chance to survive.
I just thought let's do this.
Please stack up, chick.
We still have the Let's Do This from Commander Taylor on the Google Drive. I should use that. Okay, Commander Taylor's here. Let's do this.
Let's.
All right. Well, so far so good. First star is a fuel star. How many jumps actually to that? So one more jump after this. That wasn't hard. Okay, nah. I want to get stuck. I don't really want to get stuck. What do we have here? Anything interesting? Star types. A6 VB, G5 VAB, K3 VA now. Dude, like, look at the emptiness. It's empty. Oh, wait. Here's one. F8, K6. Any black holes? Any cool stuff?
Any white dwarfs?
I'm scared. When I was like scrolling up like toward the center, like there were tons of stars to pick. Like it wasn't even a problem. Oh, thank you for the link. That's amazing. I really appreciate that deeply. Please, the more the merrier. But yeah, now I'm sitting here and I'm scrolling up and there's like one star every now and again. Dude, I'm scared. Am I about to am I gonna get stuck? Is this gonna be the nope over again?
You might get noped right here.
I might get noped. Okay, there's a big blank area and I'm not liking that, so let's scroll down just a bit.
You've reached the end of the flat Earth.
Ooh, I've reached the end of the disk, the spiral galaxy.
13th floor.
Yeah, the 13th floor. So we have an A8 and a Alpha 9er, Kilo 4, Mike 1. I'm going to go with that one. Let's see if we can plot it. Route plotting failed. That's a good sign.
Yeah,
Definitely not going to get
stuck. We're in an area where route plotting struggles a lot.
So yeah, I think that's why I'm seeing so much of this, so much first discovered. So for all of you who might be watching who are not familiar with Elite Dangerous, if you are the first one to jump into a system and scan it, you get your name on it, which is really cool. So,
provided you actually make it back to sell that data to Universal Cartographics.
Yeah, correct. So we see this star does not have a name on it, so that one has never been scanned before. But I'll jump to the next system. It'll likely have been explored already. So you get a bonus.
We could claim a system and actually use materials to make a starport.
Do you want to tell them about Colonia or?
No, you go ahead.
So
I know about Colonia.
Oh, okay. You know what? I don't. Now that I think about this, I don't know much about Commander Narcolepsy. How long have you been playing?
5 days, 6 days.
Oh. Okay. Welcome to Elite Dangerous.
He knows of Colonia. He doesn't know about Colonia.
Do you know
I've been there twice already.
Do you know about how it was created?
Adjusting for jump.
No, don't really care. I don't care about the engineering yet.
No, it's not an engineering aspect. The players created it.
Oh, nice.
Like, there was a whole story thing at some point where Jacques, who was this cybernetic bartender, was trying to jump to the edge of the galaxy.
Scanning now.
He wound up being lost. Dude, I suck at this. Had way too much beer.
So there was an event in earlier in Elite Dangerous's history involving Jacques, who is a cyborg bartender from Elite 2, who had the life goal of owning his own station, and did exactly that. He bought his own station, outfitted it with hyperdrives, and decided to take it on a tour of the galaxy. And so it jumped around the bubble for a while, and then he announced that he was going to gather supplies, and then had to make a trip out to Beagle Point. And that became a community goal, right, where players would supply the ship for its voyage, or the station for its voyage, right? Well, at the time, the Thargoids were being teased as well with unknown artifacts, which are, people learned at that point in time, are corrosive to human technology. And so UA bombing on stations became a thing. And so a group of players decided they were going to sabotage the Jacques expedition and UA bombed the station. So the day that the departure date comes and goes, and he disappears from his start system. 2 weeks later, he still hasn't shown up at Beagle Point, where players have been waiting for him to arrive. A few weeks after that, another player was poking around the galaxy map, happened to click on a system that made a noise he'd never heard before, outfitted himself and took a trip over there, and he finds Jacques Station, which completely through Frontier's plans for the Jacques Station storyline into disarray.
Chaos!
That's awesome.
So they rolled with it, and players started rolling out there and trying to figure out what they could do to help repair Jacques Station. And so that started another community goal where players ran supplies from the bubble out to where Jacques Station was. And then the players just kind of went with it from there, and they decided that they wanted to create a new inhabited, civilized bubble around where Jacques Station is. They started calling it the Colonia Nebula.
It's actually pretty awesome.
Spicy
So
brown
Frontier
mustard.
set up
Bree.
a series of community goals to begin building stations and settlements out in that area. I mean, they figure if that's what the players want, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. And so there have been a lot of changes there ever since. The systems have been renamed multiple times. It's become a new frontier of civilization away from the current bubble, which is currently being plagued with aliens, right? So when the Thargoids started acting up and started attacking stations, there was a bit of an exodus.
Wait, was that the August? No, that wasn't the August. No, the August Exodus was first.
Yeah. But there are a group of players that form the Colonia Citizens Network.
What does the Colonia Citizens Network do?
They're the primary driver behind things like engineers being added to the Colonia systems and things like that.
Oh.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that's the thing that I've always found the most interesting about this game is their community involvement. Like, no other game does that. Definitely no other game on this scale. No other, I guess, for lack of better words, MMO. Just a massively multiplayer online game in general.
It'd be cool if they had like raids on this.
Yeah, like
they do.
PvE benefits for taking down somebody's character.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say that. Yeah, the Thargoids would probably be that, if anything, because they're freaking hard, dude.
Or like real encounters, like that are just not just skirmishes.
So what he's saying is he wants to be probed.
Wait.
Yeah, baby.
Can we decompose that? Do you mind? Because now I'm curious. So, can you differentiate for me the difference between an encounter and, I guess whatever else? I'm not
Space legs.
I'm not trying to be like elitist or anything. I'm literally asking.
I think what he's talking about is, more diplomatic relations between the two species, right? Instead of this just raw animosity.
So to
Right.
kind of take that back a little bit, you mean like more variable, like kind of encounters where like it doesn't necessarily have to be like I jump in and there's like a combat.
No, I mean like you know how like with any MMO, you usually have like some sort of major raid that's like got 10 or 11 bosses in it. Like
Oh,
something
okay.
like- yeah, so like some sort of content that was, you can use Thargoids as an example where maybe you have to infiltrate this base, the star base, but the only way you can infiltrate the star base is, you have to defeat the first wave of defenses, and then you have to go to this, station somewhere and disable this shield and like all this other stuff to like advance, your goals for like this raid.
Already exist.
In the game, really?
Rob, would you like to re-experience the Thargoid motherships from the past?
Aren't they still in? They're still in. I mean, but what he's talking about is sort of like a. What's that? I'm actually interested because the only interactions I've had with the Thargoids so far have been like drop into the point and there's a type X where X is the type of Thargoid it is.
You're talking about just the skirmishes with death flowers, right?
Yeah.
But what we haven't been really involved with as a squadron are making repairs to the stations that have been attacked by Thargoids.
Oh no, I've done a bit of
And
that.
so those are community goals that they have multiple. Not only do they have multiple phases, but they have multiple goals, right? Multiple ways you can participate. You can defend the station by taking out, attacking Thargoids. You can rescue refugees from the station, or you can resupply the station in order to provide them with the materials they need to make repairs.
You get community goals. Every place I've ever been, it said they're not available.
Yeah, community goals. I think they've been officially taken out permanently, or are they just off for now?
Well, we haven't received any since the end of last year.
Yeah, they're in a transition phase right now where they're trying to. Yeah, they're trying to move away from the community goal-based content and move toward galactic goals that have multiple phases, which is what he's talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Now I see. So we have that in design. That's cool. That's very cool,
Because
actually.
that's the only thing that I find lacking about the game is it seems like the only interaction between players, unless you're like, y'all multi-crew on a ship, is pretty much just somebody stealing your diamonds.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's not.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
I play on private server, and the dude that I usually always watch when I wake up in the morning, always gives me shit saying, "Why don't you play on open?" And it's like the only thing that open has that I don't have on private is somebody trying to steal my diamonds.
Yeah.
Like, I'll go back to see it.
So I know you haven't been playing a whole lot, but if you're looking for the kind of interaction that doesn't involve like that kind of gameplay, I recommend Mobius. Yeah, Mobius is good for that. So they're a PvE only private game server that's pretty massive that kind of unifies the whole PvE experience.
So the issue with that is I'm not exactly certain how much longer it will be fully together. Apparently they've had a lot of people who they've gotten into Mobius, done some things for PvP or for the background scenario stuff that's really reduced their influence, so they're trying to sort of like crack down on who's actually in their servers and for what purpose and whatnot. So
yeah,
well, and again,
it reduced the influence of Mobius for a while.
Oh, it's also not, my statement isn't worded directly at people. I mean, like, when I go into a thing and it says, community goal, nothing available. I'd like a goal that says, hey, team up with a random person and go kill something. Or,
yeah, I think
anything that promotes co-op.
Yeah, so CGs are being phased out. Let me pull up the relevant article.
That's what he was talking about. So they're designing a like more broad like galactic goal system where like you're working toward a much longer goal, because community goals themselves they were kind of drab. So like in general, if there wasn't something story related going on, you'd wind up with the same community goal that was like, you know, we're trying to get shipments over. Are you going to do bounty hunting or cargo? Bounty hunting or cargo? And every week it'd be bounty hunting and cargo. And you're just like, yeah, that's great. But like, I'm not looking to just jump to a different system and do the same game loop again. So I think
like as a caveat to what Physics was saying, it's like, I would like a thing where it's like, hey, there's this Thargoid that just popped up, even though it is just an instance encounter. This Thargoid that there's no way in hell one person's ever going to kill. We need you to team up with X amount of players to go kill it together.
Yeah, and that's exactly...
For Thargoids?
No, none of that stuff. I'm just like, you know how in any MMO, like there's endgame content and there's content that's specifically catered for groups, but it's like part of the design of the game. Like, this game doesn't really have that, and that's fine. Like, it's an open-ended sandbox game where you do whatever you want, but it would be pretty cool to have like the concept of endgame content with
or just the concept of specifically content that was geared toward multi-crew and co-op and that sort of gameplay. Because like we have the ability
anything for multi-crew
that's kind of the point that I think they're trying to make, is that they're right now
community goals have been replaced with interstellar initiatives.
Yeah, right. So I think the point that he's trying to make is right now there kind of isn't a difference in the game loop that exists between playing in solo or playing in PvE, and I realize that is intentional, but I also think it would be cool if there was some portion of the game loop that was devised just for, and I'm not just talking about wing missions, because there really isn't a difference in that game loop still, and a lot of those things you can do by yourself anyway. Like we're talking like core, like the entire loop of this portion of the game is geared specifically toward like multi-crew and that sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah, because to give you a bit of context where I'm coming from, it's like I said, I've been playing like 5 or 6 days. It took me 2 days to get my cutter. It took 2 days to get all the way through Imperial Rep.
Jesus.
It's probably going to take me 2 to 3 more days to get my Corvette.
It must be nice to have that kind of free time.
Oh, shit.
It was just back-to-back admissions. I had auto-docking computer and Super Cruise Assist. 2 buttons, 10-minute round trip. No big deal. Done and done.
Yeah, wow. Look at that.
The problem is...
Next system in route.
Is now I'm looking at it like I have absolutely no interest in engineering. I don't really care about jumping to the other side of the galaxy. Granted, yes, it's cool, and I've had an amazing time watching you do it, but that doesn't interest me. Like, there's no end game for me. Like, I'm half of the way there to buy a fleet carrier right now. I've been playing 6 days. So what does that say in 1 month? When I have more money I'm ever going to spend, I already have all of the ships that I ever want, and I have no interest in following the engineering chain. There's nothing really left for me.
So there actually are still a few other game loops available, and those would be in the way of the very, very elaborate power play. Which don't ask me about that. I have not done all of the research that is needed to do power play, but power play is its own entire game.
Power play is a sort of factional background simulation type thing, but really the only reason you're doing power play is to get modules. That's what it breaks down.
But there's also, and I have to point this out because I think it's neat, because you don't get into WoW and there's like, oh, well, what's the influence of the Horde in Azeroth? They're like, oh, we could spread the Horde into Stormwind. No, but in Elite Dangerous, that shit is possible, which is fucking cool. And power play is that. Like, that bubble of space, if you look at your political map, you can take part in the expansion or the recession of different factions, including pirate factions. I think that's fucking badass and should be refined.
Nice.
And
I will absolutely look into that then, because that's exactly what I'm talking about. What I look for is like,
and it's fucking cool because
the other players traded it that way anyway.
So it's like, me and Physics were talking the other day about a rep that neither of us knew, and just off the top of my head, I was like, well, that sounds like this, and I think it was the Hive. And I was like, doesn't the Hive like work for Thargoids, or they were under the influence of Thargoids? either way, we figured out what it actually was. But I was like, how cool would that be to just be like, oh, you know what, I'm going to build rep with Thargoids, and then that's going to open this whole other thing, kind of like Salt and Facis and all that shit that opened up with Reputation. I would like to see that with more than just Imperial or Federation.
Mind you, this game is still in the midst of its 10-year development plan, right?
Yeah.
So, no, when they released this game, it came with a hey, this is not finished. We have a plan of things that we're going to implement over the next 10 years. So they released it with a 10-year lifespan.
That's why everybody keeps talking about space legs, because that's actually on the list.
And there's a lot of things like interstellar initiatives which are completely on hold right now. We haven't seen a new one since December, mostly because they're devoting almost all of their resources to getting this content update for the fleet carriers out the door and doing the next expansion. Which you better believe they're working hard on that, right? And they're being very, very closed-mouthed about what exactly is going to be coming in that.
Yeah, of course they are, because look what happened with the Thargoids here. We didn't have any fucking warning for that. And then all of a sudden, this video goes live on YouTube with this Xbox player who's like, I was just jumping to Mirope and I got hyper-addicted, and we were just blown the fuck away.
Warning for that. They've been teasing it for months.
Well, we didn't know it was going to be like that.
The alien artifact or whatever, the unknown artifact.
Yeah, the unknown artifacts, and the you honk at it and it will respond with audio. And,
right.
And then they started doing spectrum analysis on the audio, and there were puzzles within puzzles within puzzles, and it was neat.
But what I'm trying to
meta game that was going on there.
Right, but what I'm trying to point out is that we don't see that in games whatsoever. And again, I'm going to turn it Warcraft because you guys are the ones that set the standard Warcraft. Like, WoW, they're never like, oh, there's this big secret thing that, like, never. Every time they release something, it's super planned. We know what's going to happen. Like, we have a good idea of what's going to happen. And then when it's content drop day, it's like, oh, hey, we're not changing anything for like level 1 to 60, but we'll make it faster for you guys to get up to the new content that we just put out right now. Right? It's never like we're gonna revamp the entire fucking game, open shit up for the people that are still in Sidewinders. You know what I mean?
Right, but there's still a lackluster bit of, I guess the best way for me to say it's like a Death Star syndrome. So where it's like, you have to kill this Thargoid for this or that or the other. And then you said something about the mothership. It's like, what's it to say? It's like, hey, in order for you to progress, or special weapons or special type of armor or something, you have to infiltrate the mothership and kill something. In order to receive something, you have to go to wherever to trade for one artifact weapon or one artifact armor.
Oh, you mean like the Guardian puzzles?
Yes, exactly.
Guardian puzzles,
that's
yeah.
what I'm talking about. But it's like, that's so far inaccessible to anyone that, like, for instance, I just watch streamers all the time to figure out half of the stuff I even know about it. It's like nothing's, you start, just for instance, how we're talking about WoW, you start up Blizzard and you get the loading screen of WoW and it's telling you about, back in BC, it's telling you about the new raid, or it's telling you about this. Half of the stuff in this game, granted, I understand it's sandbox and you're supposed to figure it out for yourself, but it's like, I can't even follow a market unless I go to an external website.
Yeah, that's also very true. This one does suffer from that as WoW used to, but they are taking a few steps to fix it. Now we have the access to the to that data within the Galaxy map, which is different, but it's still very convoluted. But I mean, that's kind of economy, right?
Yeah, like, well, even the economy system, where it's like I have to go to Anara and Mining Tool and stuff to figure out where diamonds are selling the most for. It's like, it's not hard to incorporate above Galaxy Map in your navigation a consumer numbers tab or something like that.
Without having to go and previously get the data.
They do have that in the Galaxy Map. It's just that you need to have the system data in there.
That's kind of like you would have that already assumes that you've already scanned everything you need to scan to get the stuff sold, right?
Scanner mode.
Right. So if I'm in game, which I'm in game right now, and I go to my navigation, there's nowhere in this that will tell me the highest selling
Yeah,
gun.
what-
Okay,
Like,
here,
try
let me
to-
show you. So you go Galaxy Map. It's going to go the 4th tab, the map. Go into... You go down until it says select by commodity.
Mm-hmm.
Map.
And then you go down, you're going to go... you can actually... You select which type of commodities you're going to try to sell and whatnot. And then if you're buying any systems where you already have that data for, it'll tell you which they're buying or selling for.
What do you mean select by commodity? I don't see that.
Yeah.
It's the first. It's the first drag down box in the map.
State security star class. Oh, it's up. Commodity, yeah. Okay. So if I go to chemicals...
Like, for example,
or no,
on my
that's-
screen, you can see medicines, progenitor cells. Like, I have no system data for this stuff, but like, if I were to go over to Colonia area where I do, I could probably see what it's selling for in the Colonia area.
But it's stuff... You still have to have the actual, like...
Yeah, you still have to have the data, unfortunately. But
Right,
it is
so
in the
there's...
thing.
Yeah, the only way that it's possible to min-max something like this is with crowdsourced data, which is what those external tools are all about.
Oh yeah, that actually does kind of make sense because it's a living system, right? So like just because it's like one specific system that one day, like you could come a week in and it's a completely different system. I guess that kind of would be really
5 minutes later.
that would be really taxing to track on the server side.
Yeah, it'd be really
Well,
difficult.
that is sort of what the BGS stuff is.
So I think my solution to that would no, that's a difficult one because without going the way of WoW and like your interface just turns into this like mishmash of different bullshit. No, I didn't like that. I didn't like that about WoW.
All the add-ons and stuff.
Yeah, like it was cool when he found like the one like Elv UI that was like global that just like did everything all in one, right? But like having the like I got like recount on my screen and then I have like all this other like right what was a bartender and like all that other stuff. Like, it just started to become a mess.
All of those are what? Third-party tools.
Yeah, they're third-party tools. But you see, and that's what I'm talking about. Is like how do you design for that? Scanner mode.
Yeah, it's tough because there's a private. It's a weird ground though because the private servers, the solo servers, and the open servers, they're global. They're
they all
galaxy-wide economy. Exactly. Yeah, all the economy is the same. So it's weird that one can affect the other. So I understand the point of it is because
it's not actually. It's not a galactic economy. They are system level economies.
Yeah, they are system level.
But the
economy is not going to change just because you're in solo versus group versus.
Oh yeah, that's
open,
also true.
Right. It all pulls from the same background simulation, and that I think is one of Elite Dangerous's strengths.
I agree.
I think that's the way it should be.
Well, yeah, because otherwise people would sell in open or sell in private, depending on the difference.
Well, not for nothing. There have been the complaints from a lot of the people who go into the background simulation stuff, and about the people in solo being able to affect this if they're not.
Oh yeah. Like, wasn't there the thing?
They're just butthurt because they can't fall victim to PvP piracy.
Yeah, now wait,
right?
there was the hold on.
Can they affect the background simulation? I can't pirate them.
It's just like
there was the whole thing with wasn't it Canon the player group Canon? Didn't they have like people that were like actively like attacking their like the systems that their player community was like had their what do they call it? Their minor faction in.
Thargoid worshippers.
Yeah, no, but they had the other people who were like attacking. I don't remember the context of it, but we heard about it just like a year ago or something. So those minor factions that you work for also have influence, and they can be spread into other systems, which is really neat. So if you do a lot of work for one, you'll flip them into a state of civil war in one system, and they'll expand into that system.
Yeah,
Or they
and then
could
they'll go
potentially.
into lockdown, and then those players don't have access to,
because you'll be hated in that area.
Right? Which I think is a
Well,
cool
it's-
system.
No, when a system goes into lockdown, then the services that are available, like outfitting and stuff like that, become locked out, right? And so if you're operating in that system, then it's a pretty serious inconvenience when that happens.
When I do get it on the open server side where the people get pissed off because it's like, right before y'all started the stream, I was rolling in all handy dandy, not a care in the world with 500 diamonds. That shouldn't affect the open where it's like, I honestly think that you should be rewarded more for playing in open because it's such a gang fest out there. Whereas in private, I can just slowly sulk in with just some AI following me that I can break off of every time.
Yeah, fly at type 9 and then come back and say that.
Oh man.
I have many times. I actually sold the T9 when I got my cut.
Someone's mastered the cow, man.
I mean, it's not hard to get away from AI. It
really
sucks.
isn't
It's
that
not
hard.
easy. I've died quite a few times, but the T9 isn't that bad. I mean, honestly, physics gave me the best idea to do. As soon as I get interdicted, just throttle down and then boost out before they start.
Yep. It's really not that hard to get away from that. That.
So outrunning them is only an option if they're not flying a fully tricked out death machine.
Yeah.
Which AI generally isn't.
They used to.
They don't now, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they used to.
When engineers were first introduced, all the NPCs had fully decked out death machines.
Yeah, they had it fully engineered and yeah.
As well they
The
should.
AI that I've gone against is a vulture.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Also, the NPCs that interdict you are based on your combat rank. And so if you're ranked elite in combat, you're more likely to get
federal Corvettes.
by something that's elite.
Oh yeah, I do remember those federal Corvettes starting to show up too.
I don't even know what I am.
That's funny. Mine is competent. Like I'm so low on the.
You guys should check out my camera feed because I'm about to probe a ringed ammonia world.
Hey, if it makes you feel any better though, I've been playing for how long have I been playing now? 4 years? 3 years? How long have I been playing? Oh my god, how long have I been playing?
Since 2017?
No, because I was playing in 2016. Oh god, I've been playing a long time.
4 years?
I got you started playing this game in 2015.
I've been playing since launch, right?
I'm 46% of the way through Deadly. I'm almost there. Almost there. It's so hard.
Combat rank is tough.
But I am elite in both Explorer and this year I also got trade rank up to elite.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
really hard.
harmless.
Scanner mode.
Yeah, because someone here managed to get the double elite first.
Yep. Oh my god, that was such a. But I don't know. It's been pretty cool. Huh?
Me.
What's that?
Put that shit away.
Because I'm the one who got the double elite first.
Oh.
Nobody wants to see you waving your E-peen around.
E-peen.
You're just jealous because you had to get it after I did. You had the sloppy seconds.
Yeah. It's been...
So then basically it's easy to master private and solo than just never do bounty man.
Yeah, that's
Hey Mark.
I mean,
Yo.
Commander VG Punks.
Say. Yeah, go ahead.
The beautiful spaceships is in the vote list.
Oh, well, I guess we're voting that up.
Beautiful spaceships. I don't know. It's hard to pick that over Brinstar for Metroid, though. I have to say.
It's a tough decision, but
yeah, all right. I'll vote on it. I'll vote that up if it'll make you happy.
it makes me happy.
If it makes you happy.
Oh, don't even.
He'll keep going. Let me tell you, I've worked with him.
And I'll butcher the lyrics too. I'll make up my own.
Yeah, he will. He absolutely fucking will.
I've got the mute button right here.
No, it's good. You should sit through it. It's a good show.
I still probably don't even know like all of the words to Coffee and Cigarettes verbatim. I probably still make up like my own lyrics to that shit.
If it makes you feel any better, I probably still do.
I might know him. I might still remember him.
Or even Distraught. Like I'll just make up my own shit.
The
Well,
last time I heard that song was at my wedding.
Yeah, that was at your wedding. Yeah, we played his wedding.
Yeah, like I tell everybody else, it's a shame I got married that night. It would have been a great.
It would have been a great. Yeah, we don't play anymore.
Did Mark ever show you his most emos, or one of his more emo songs? What was it called again, Mark? Like Yesterday Never Came?
We don't discuss that song. Actually, no, that was one of. So, I wouldn't call it emo.
Scanning for information.
That was like one of those songs where like we were just starting up the band and like we were dumb, so we were like, no, we're not going to learn covers. We're going to write our own songs. So we like wrote our own song first thing, and it was just the crappiest, worst ever, like cringe-worthy thing ever.
I don't know. Like when I think back on that song, I still kind of like it.
Dude, it was garbage. I hated it.
Only kind of.
But I don't like a lot of our old music actually. Like a surprising amount of our old music I don't actually like anymore, because like I look back at it and I'm like, I was such a cringy little fucking like kid with emotions that I shouldn't have.
I would definitely say it's like certainly a 2000s era song.
I suppose. I don't think it was good by any standard for that particular one. But that's, I mean, again.
I think the next stuff you did was much better, but like, I still don't think like. I mean, it wasn't the worst thing you did.
I think the game changed once we brought Brandon into the mix, for sure. Like, we definitely all got a lot more serious about what we were doing, and yeah, I mean, it definitely showed, you know. We still never fucking went on tour because we were all just always too afraid at the end of the day. Because, like, how do you even plan for that, you know? Like, oh yeah, I'm just going to take off work for the next, like, fucking... How long are we going to be going? 6 months. 6 months? Shit.
Me and Kyle got together and jammed with a startup band, and we actually said straight up, like, nope, never touring.
Yeah, and it now that like I'm older and I kind of have a perspective on this, like that's okay. Like you can totally be in a group that doesn't tour.
Yeah, I just want to be on stage. I don't give a shit if it's 5 minutes from my house. I just don't want to be gone for a week.
But you see, here's me and playing with Martin and Matt, you know, who like that was their goal. Like they wanted to be signed on Drive-Thru or like another, you know, major label, and that's fine too. That's fine too. I disagree. I didn't start playing rock and roll for that reason, right? But I don't have to. But when you're in a group like that, that actually is really important that y'all are all on the same page, you know, because both are okay. But if those ideals don't align, you're going to eventually come to this point where your drummer leaves, you know? You're going to eventually come to this point where it doesn't matter that much to them anymore. Because they wanted something different.
And then I left, and then guitarist followed it.
Wait, are you talking about Black Crown?
Yep.
I don't know if I ever told you the story about that, Mark. Yeah, Kelly and I. It's not like they watch the stream, but even if they did, who gives a fuck? So, yeah, Kelly started playing with this metal band that's based out of here in Austin, female-led, pretty cool. And then I came in as a bassist. and it was pretty cool. And I do recall the conversations where like we were talking about like not necessarily like touring and stuff like that, but this chick who was leading the band, like that was like her 100% goal was to like get famous because she was a lazy piece of shit. And had really no personality, so she was like, oh well, I'm hot, so I can just play music and make it.
Not how it works.
And so we kind of rode that wave for a little bit, and the music, it was pretty fun and stuff, but yeah, she's just like probably one of the shittiest human beings I've ever met in my entire life, and just like was just a total piece of shit. So I was like, all right, well fine, I fucking quit, and then everybody else quit.
Jeez.
Yeah, so basically, he walked into practice on the last occasion. He walked into practice, and we played the song we always start with, and he played it absolutely perfect. We all played it to the exact speed of the recording. Like, they had a professional recording of 2 or 3 of the songs, and we played it exactly to a T, better than we probably ever have. And she goes, that was too slow. And one of us stated, no, that's exactly the speed on the recording. She's like, well, it needs to be faster. And so Kyle was like, well, I mean, it sounded good how it was. And then I said, yeah, it sounds great how it was. That's why y'all recorded it. And then she's like, well, I think it should be faster, so we're going to play it faster. And then so Kyle just put his back against the wall and looked at the ceiling and continued practice like that for the rest of the time. Didn't say a single word.
Dude, no, it was worse than that, dude. I was like, well, I like it, and you know, everybody else likes it, you know, like how it is on the album. And she's like, well, I don't care what you like. We're gonna do what I like.
Ugh.
And I was like, whoa.
See, and that I mean, that's another point. That's an entirely other point. Like, and if you're writing music just for yourself, that's fine, but you need to realize that that's your goal, is just to write music, because that was my goal. Like, I want to write music that I think is cool. Like, I don't want to write music that I'm doing this because I want to be mainstream, or like because I want to you know, I want to contribute to, you know, some grand like scheme, like, or picture. Like, I want to write music that I think is cool and that I like. And again, that's because my goal was never to like get on the road and do that thing. I thought that was my goal, but it really never was that. Like, I just liked getting up on stage and standing in front of a crowd and having a bunch of friends that I'm staring at that are sometimes singing my songs back at me. I think that's really cool. Like, I felt like I was touching people's lives, and in fact, and let me put it this way, I think that my most powerful statement as a musician was like when I very first started, my goal was that if I could just in every single audience just hit one person and like have that person like just kind of take this positive experience away from my show. Maybe they're singing the lyrics back to me. Maybe they just come up to me afterward like, hey dude, that was a badass show. Like, I feel like that is the level of success that I should set myself for. It's like one every show. And I'd also like to point out that that's an infinite goal. Like, that is a goal that can never be achieved, because no matter what, there's always going to be that next show, right? That possibility of a next show. That possibility of a next person.
Kyle and not play with anybody ever.
Right?
Yeah, dude. We've gotten to the point in our lives where we're just like, yeah, we've been there and done that.
That's affirmative.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
If I wasn't moving, I would eventually try to get something else going, but it's such a pain in the ass here because everybody's in like 10 bands already, and you know, I don't know people of other genres, nor do I want to play them. So it's like I had my metal, I had my punk rock, that's all I was interested in, and that's just...
And that's cool. For me, I just like to create now. Like, I'm not so much about the, like, this right here, what I'm doing right now, this is my live performance. And as far as music goes, like, I'm still willing to play publicly, but I'd rather record, because now I'm more about the artistry of it, and I'm a lot more about the, you know, like, oh man, let's throw down a track for this cinematic thing I'm doing. I'm a lot more about that now than I used to be.
Gotcha.
So, right?
I'm the exact opposite. I just feed off of energy. I don't really care what's being done.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you there too. I was that for a long time.
I mean, look,
and
I've
that's
been
cool.
Sideline Rookies for so long. You can tell I don't care about sound.
Yeah, right.
Oh my god.
No, hey, nah, Sideline Rookies, like they had a distinct sound, but
Yeah,
they had the Sex Pistols had an entire fucking career Just saying.
Yeah.
None of them knew how to play their fucking instruments. Like, I'm sorry. If you think they were good
into band to be a band that didn't know how to play instruments.
but their motives were different. They're the ones that set up on that barge and like called out the fucking queen like right in her fucking face. Like, you know what I mean?
And
that's punk rock.
And
the
I
music,
said it in a joke, but I actually do mean it to heart by that. It's like, look at with Sideline Rookies, like I had absolutely nothing to do with the music. Like I enjoyed the atmosphere, I enjoyed the energy, I enjoyed the shows. Like I didn't really care what I was playing. I didn't care what songs I liked or what songs I disliked. When we did Sordid Scoundrels, I absolutely loved every bit of it. Energy, songs, recording, everything. And personal differences got in the way, but it still wasn't the same as Sideline. Even though we played shit music to the same 6 people, it was still 100 times better of an experience.
Yeah. Yeah, music's fucking crazy. Music's fucking crazy.
Music make you lose control.
If I booked another epic festival of sound, I wouldn't even know who to book anymore. All my friends don't have bands anymore.
Oh, like epic festival of sound. Oh my god, it was so amazing.
Yeah,
we had 2 of them. It was so awesome.
Completing systems.
It's come up a few times about me. Oh, maybe let's get Killer Dismount, but I can't. Not anymore, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I got other motives in my life now.
Yeah, I could never rejoin anything that I've already done, with the exception of Sideline, just because it was the first band that I helped create. And me and Chris started Sordid Scoundrels, and it was a great journey, but it was like the next step. Whereas Sideline was, Mark just wanted to be an internet band, and I was like, hey, you need a drummer, and it just went that way. So it was familiar. It was like home base, and so nothing would replace that.
Mark seemed like a person who had really specific goals for that band, and like he was just totally fucking clear from just the gate. Like, hey, like we're just, we're not going to do anything very technical. I remember Kyle actually told me a story where it was like, what is it? Didn't he tell you like don't be so technical on the drums. This is just, we're doing just real simple.
Yeah.
Right? And you were like, that was kind of frustrating at the time, but at the same time, it was like, yeah, okay, I get it.
Well, you got to think also, I wrote most of the drum tracks for that, and it was maybe a year after I even started playing drums, ever. So, yeah.
I think that's why we all kind of got on that same level, was that we all started up in music, just, hey, let's pick up a instrument and go. Like that's how Killer Dismount started. Was we were just we stole the bass. We stole Matt's bass from our high school, actually.
Wow.
And that's how we got. Like, we didn't even have a bassist before that. Like, Martin got his drum set, and he told me, he said, "Hey man, got a drum set. You should go pick up a guitar." Were his words. Awesome. And I was like, yeah, okay. And like, so we both sat down and we started, like, I think we played like Basket Case or something, and we were like, dude, we should like start a band. So I called Kurt Ufranto on the server. I called Kurt, and he was like already planned for like a few weeks. So of course he fucking gets there and he's playing like Guns N' Roses and like all kinds of like solos, and he's like, here's this guitar that I like handmade, because for some reason Kurt is just the most extra person. Kurt, if you're watching, I love the fuck out of you, but you are so extra sometimes. And that was extra. No, he comes in like he's got these like amps that him and his dad built, and like this guitar that him and his dad built, and I'm just like, shit, dude. And so he plays, and I'm like, I know how to do a like power chord. And so
Speaking of which, how's that project coming along for you again?
I'm on the polyurethane phase. I'm building my own guitar, guys. I'm on the polyurethane phase. I was meaning to get it to it yesterday, but I'm trying to catch up on my math homework because we got 4 weeks left in the semester, and it's do or die at this point, I guess.
Nice.
Calculus 1, not nice.
Awesome.
Not nice.
Whenever we move, we actually have the plan on building a wood shop, so that way I can basically build all of our fixtures. And it's one of my things that I would like to do is actually make my own.
Make your own what? I'm sorry?
Make my own drums.
Oh, that would be cool, dude. If you ever do that, post it. I want to read about it. We do a lot of DIY stuff on our other server. This one not.
It's no different than, like, the process of it's no different than making a skateboard. And I've pressed my own skateboards before when I started Revolver. And so it's like doing veneer work is very, a lot easier than people think. And so really all it is just bearing edges and glue. I mean, it's just a different type of building. All I have to do is just basically make the sizes that I want out of a just like MDF wood, and then just wrap veneer around it is all I really have to do. So it's definitely going to happen. It just has to, I have to build all of our fixtures first.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so Bob actually also is another one that contributes to a lot of the DIY, and he does all kinds of stuff too. He does the cross stitching. He does so he has like a big fucking. He's building a computer, a binary computer. Binary computer? Am I Bob? Are you gonna hit me? Oh, I think he's AFK. He's building like a giant breadboard computer that does like binary computation.
He also has a 3D printer for making his stuff.
Yeah, he built his his power supply for his workbench, which is pretty crazy. Like he does a bunch of stuff that he posts.
You guys talking about me again?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, we're showing you off.
What is the official, like, how do I call, like, what is your breadboard project? What is that? Like, is it a binary computer?
No, it's a simple as possible computer. So it's a SAP1 digital computer.
Okay. That he's posting about quite often, and that's very, very interesting shit to watch too. I would say I would love to see
right now because of the workspace I use for that project is currently taken up by starting plants for the garden.
Oh yeah.
And I think I've got the RAM module I have. The SRAM module is bad, so I need to find a replacement for it.
Oh boy.
So.
Hey, wow, we're getting close on time.
Other than that, it's done.
Yeah. Wow. You remember the last time we were talking about this, and I was like, so when is it finished? Like, what's the goal?
Yeah, it's done. I can program it and run a program on it, and the control logic seems to be working correctly. It's having issues because it doesn't always read or write from the correct address in RAM, and it's because some of the address pins on that RAM chip are shorted internally. So I need to get a replacement for it.
I was just kind of telling them about all the DIY projects that you take on, because Kelly was also mentioning that he wants to set up a woodworking shop for what you were doing veneer on skateboards, and you wanted to build a drum kit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah, it kind of just made me realize you're probably the most versatile motherfucker I know. Well, you brew sake, you're building this computer, you work on fucking arcades, you fucking cross-stitch, you do woodworking because you made your own fucking bow.
I just like to do stuff myself.
I like that. That's cool. Fucking, that's why you're my science officer.
And
he actually makes sense when he talks about things.
And I don't like to throw things away when they're broken. I try to fix them. And just out of necessity, because I grew up poor. I'm doing okay now, but I'm not made of money. I can't just go drop $100 on something if I need a new power supply or whatever. So I have to make do with what I've got.
Scanning for anomalies.
So basically what you're saying is your life is pretty much Animal Crossing. I'm sorry.
Wait, who's
Animal Crossing, so
I'm sure there's a joke in there about something having a vagina or something, whatever. I'll have you know that Animal Crossing is the most metal game I've ever played in my life.
I got no argument there. It's just not my style of game.
Yeah, no. I appreciate that. It's fine.
Rachel plays the shit out of it on the 3DS, though.
No, that's cool. You're lame.
Shoot, a bunch of people are streaming it.
Yeah, I know. Mark Hoppus is streaming it. Chrissy has been tuning into that, and I've been like walking by, like, that's his son. Is his son like his son? Kind of looks like a skinhead. He's not gonna like beat me up or anything.
I'm not gonna lie.
Take your lunch money.
when you get a chance, you need to pop into Rachel's Minecraft server.
Is that still up?
It's still up.
Oh my gosh!
It goes up and down because it resides currently on her computer. I haven't built out a server for it to live on yet.
I'm surprised you haven't done like a pie.
She gets in there with her boyfriend and another one of her friends, and you should see the shit they build, man. They have like 3 or 4 full towns built now.
Dude,
Damn.
okay, I'll have to jump in and check that out. I love me some Minecraft.
Yeah, baby.
I mean,
sign on and just like tunnel into a mountain and then make the basic stuff and then
start a new map because you're like, okay.
I get in there and I make crazy stuff out of redstone. So
Yeah, that's another thing I'll do. I'll create a brand new map. I'll like spend a bunch of time like making city walls and then like all this other shit. And then like I'll pick like one redstone project and I'll finish it and then I'll never play again. And then I'll start a new map.
My problem is I'll start building a house or something and I'll see an abandoned village somewhere else and I'll just go tear everything down in the village except for one house and then I'll get bored instead of rebuilding it.
Yeah. But man, that game in specific, the longevity of that game is something I think that should be studied. Because like I teach programming, game engineering to elementary and middle school kids, and like these kids rave about Minecraft, and I'm just like, dude, it's been years, like years.
It allows them to scratch their creativity itch.
And it
in an environment that doesn't put any pressure on them, it's Legos, man.
Right?
I mean, that's really what the appeal is. It's Legos.
But like, okay, my comparison here is that like you look at MMOs like World of Warcraft, and fucking nobody raves about World of Warcraft anymore. Like we don't hear about the next big expansion from WoW.
The difference is Minecraft is not a Skinner box.
No. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, all right, that's fair. That Minecraft is like Elite Dangerous, and that it'll just flog you to death with negative reinforcement.
Hey, I like the stupid the Elite Dangerous used to have. It keeps the riffraff out.
Please, sir, may I have another? I was flying without rebuy. I am very sorry.
That's why it kind of bums me out to hear these guys complaining about the lack of narrative driven events and lack of things like raids and stuff. And like,
I don't think there are a lack of narrative driven events. Like I think that now specifically I think what he was talking about is the lack of multiplayer content, like content that is specifically intended for a squadron. Like there is not a lot of squadron content.
So they've tried, right? Some of the methods for developing that sort of content or for implementing that sort of content really don't fit this game.
Yeah.
And
not only that, like, I mean, what I was going to say is, I mean, we haven't really had, like, squadrons, but, like, a year. And even before that, with multi-crew, we had that, maybe a year or two before that, so...
I
haven't had it long enough to really fully develop that.
I mean, two very minor updates in 2 years isn't really bragging about it.
Well, I mean, there have been some pretty large updates, actually, but they're never, like, fully fleshed out ideas is the problem. Like, to me, I think that we're missing out on something where we could open up like some multiplayer content that isn't mandatory, because that's kind of the beauty of the whole thing, right? Is none of this shit's fucking mandatory. If I want to just, hey, here I am in my Sidewinder, I'm out of the bubble, I'll never see you guys again, I can.
We've had the three of us. We've had plenty of multiplayer fun in this game.
Sure.
But it's all things that we've sort of, we've kind of created the content ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
How many Guardian ruins did we go raid, right?
Quite a lot.
How many Guardian artifacts did we go visit? You know, how much of the engineer content did we do together?
Right. Yeah, that's very true. So the stuff is there, it's in place, and it's doable as multiplayer. But I think what they're talking about is specifically like you have to have a multiplayer. Hey, welcome to the stream, Jarminx. He says they're big updates compared to other games. Big updates is kind of, well, hate to say it, but pathetic. Lol. I actually have to disagree on that. Only because we don't see a whole lot of other games like this that update stuff at the level 1, like right out the gate level, and that's my point. Is like,
also keep in mind that Frontier Developments is a small studio with limited resources.
Yeah, okay.
And they are, and Elite Dangerous is not their only product.
Yeah, and this is not a big AAA developer that we're talking about. I get that, but what I'm saying is, I can understand the desire for, like, okay, so you gave us multi-crew, but like, what are we gonna do with it outside of combat? Like, there's only one game loop that it's currently viable for, and I think that's the missed opportunity here. Is y'all kind of took this approach to like a multiplayer system, and then it just kind of like started, and then it didn't really hit the ground running, so we were like, okay, let's just drop it for now.
Yeah, so things tend to fall off their radar, it seems like, right? Like they introduced SRVs into the game, and their stated goal with that was they were going to have multiple kinds of SRVs to fill different roles, and this and that and the other thing, and none of that ever materialized. We're still stuck with the same basic buggies.
I'd kind of like the chance to understand, like, what is their design philosophy? Like, just to hear it.
Features over iteration is what their design philosophy is.
I mean, I want to hear it direct from them, though, because, like, okay, let me give an example before I start getting before I kind of hit the ground on this one, and that's that the Nintendo design philosophy is new ways to play, right? So every single game has to have some new way that you interact with it. Mario is a really good example of this. In Mario Odyssey, the game is no longer about jumping, it's about the hat, right? It's kind of weird to think about, but when you think about it, the game is all about how you interact with the hat, and the hat is the way that you interact with the world, right? So what is the design philosophy behind Elite? Is it to, just give us this vast galaxy to kind of explore? Like, are they after a simulator first? Like, what is the design philosophy is my question.
Yeah.
Right. What I was... the best way that I can do like the bread and butter of this is instead of complaining about what it doesn't have, I'll tell you what I do have and what y'all's opinions on what you think I would benefit from the game would be.
Okay.
So, for instance, one of the dudes that I watch all the time has been playing probably just as long as y'all, and I've been playing a whopping 6 days and already have a ship that he is envious of. And I already do most of the things that he does, minus Thargoids. My concern is, have I already worn out the game in 6 days for my own interests? That's the problem.
I mentioned power play before, and that's going to get you a lot of the combat play, and then you have like this whole strategy game that's happening at the same time, and like that kind of
don't discount the there is benefit to be found in doing the menial stuff, right? Being a space trucker, or doing the exploration, or just mining, and the sort of the Zen type gameplay that comes from that.
Oh yeah, and the stuff that we've done and that we really love, but the notion wasn't that there were complaints being made about however you specified it. It was more like, hey, they have these features that support multi-crew and multiplayer, but there's outside of combat zones, it's like there's really nothing guided to really utilize that.
Multi-crew mining is absolutely a thing. Multiplayer mining wing mining is absolutely a thing, especially if you're laser mining.
Yeah, laser mining. Yeah.
It's just mining simulator.
Yeah, kind of, because like nowadays,
that's not a bad thing.
It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's not for everyone. So you're kind of like, what his specific ask was like, what, like at this point, is this all that? Since I've experienced all that, have I experienced all the different game loops that might interest me? And like I pointed out, power play still has a very large amount of the game that even I haven't seen yet.
Yes, and I definitely will look at that because that definitely sounds like something I'd absolutely be interested in.
Yeah, so if you're
then
into more of the
there's-
strategy sort of thing, like that really is.
There's interacting with the BGS by doing missions for specific factions, things like that, and the whole background simulation manipulation is that's sort of a meta game loop that a significant fraction of players enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like one of the main things that's sort of
Feeling like you're an
about
outlaw in
being
some
a
systems
player
because you're not
faction.
aligned with the faction that's there. I think that's kind of cool idea.
Not. Well, the thing that I was going to try to point out is one of the things that a lot of the player factions enjoy about having a player faction is when you get so much influence to the point where you gain control of a system. That includes you would also gain control of the services like the stations that are within that system.
Yeah, and then player
So you would
factions are
actually have, like,
completely fucking
player-maintained,
meta.
Stations.
Well, and then there's the other types of bounty hunting that you can do, where you're having to track a bounty down across multiple systems.
Yeah, that's kind of
there's there's piracy in itself, non-lethal piracy where you're not destroying the target ship, you're just breaking open its cargo hatch and stealing its cargo.
Then getting the fuck out of there before the police arrive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't even done that
Smuggling.
myself yet either. Yeah, smuggling would be... Well, I've done smuggling. Smuggling's okay. It's definitely... There's some moments where it's like, whoa, that's kind of cool, but yeah, for the most part, it's just running
Especially
cargo
trying
with
to
silent
have to
running.
sneak into a system with your,
It's just cargo running, but with added anxiety.
Yeah, just basically in the end, I just don't want to be the guy that has more money than I need, just killing people that don't know how to fly their ships outside of a base.
Yeah.
That's really what I'm trying.
Yeah. And I think you'll start running into some better opposition once you get your combat rank up for sure, because like I promise you that I've had a lot of trouble from pirates, AI even in the past, where they will very quickly overwhelm you because they stop just dropping in by themselves and they start dropping in fucking wings, and you're like, oh, it's just 2 eagles and a vulture. I've got this in my anaconda, and no, you don't. No, you don't, because all of a sudden I can't hit that eagle.
Spot yet?
Yes, I did
Have
actually.
you found a landing spot yet?
I
Yeah,
did.
because I was about to say it's about a quarter after now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's time to start wrapping it up. So I just picked up a bunch of Tellurium, and if you go back and review my feed just a couple minutes ago, I had a piece of mineral I was trying to find to scoop up, and I couldn't. It was showing up on my radar, right? And I couldn't find it, and then it hit me. It must have been on top of my SRV. So I just did a flip over and dropped it off the SRV so I could scoop it up.
Well, we know another highlight been added.
Oh no, I wish I could highlight yours. Oh, that's too cool.
Oh, man.
Okay, so I'm headed to a planet right now. I'm actually going to take a very quick bio before we land, and then I am going to be right back. Wait, what the hell? No. What are you doing? I want a Super Cruise assist over there, so I don't have to... Okay, I don't know what's going on. I'll be right back.
So yeah, there are a number of gameplay.
would rather be rich and be able to afford everything, and then figure out what I want to do in my badass ship. And instead of progressing and then have to make money when I need it. The problem is I got to the point where I have enough money, I can progress in whatever I want, but nothing really seems interesting.
Yeah, and that's
it's
because
essentially just turned into mining simulator.
Yeah, well, Elite Dangerous is, it's sort of its core gameplay is make money, buy a bigger ship.
Yeah, I already have the biggest one.
You're not the hero of the universe. You're not here to save the galaxy. You're a very small cog in a very big machine.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about with.
I'll check out
we're back, by the way.
And all that stuff. I'm sure I'll find something that interests me. I just because hearing Kyle complain about the engineering, spending 5 hours of my time to get 10 extra light years on my jet doesn't really seem very.
I don't think I've ever complained about engineering.
No, about when you're trying to gather stuff, how hard it was.
Gathering materials will take a long time, unfortunately. But
I
mean, it depends on what you're gonna try to do for anything. The engineering is essentially the min-maxing of the game.
Kyle, I got 2 words for you, man. Material trader.
Yeah, above and beyond just getting the best possible module that you can get.
Material trader will take like 4 hours.
There's a way to access.
Am I muted? I'm muted.
What am I thinking of here? Not.
I was muted that whole time.
Commodities.
Not commodities. The ship paint jobs and stuff from
physics.
Oh yeah. You go into the main menu.
I got 2 words for you, man. Material trader will shave like 4 hours off of that.
Yeah,
don't.
No, I mean,
so what you
but
don't
you
even
need every single material for all of your mods.
Yeah, so what you do? So what you do is you gather all the highest grade materials and then you trade down.
Or the lowest grade, and you trade up.
Or just max up on the lowest grade, trade up.
It didn't take it. I like I said, I probably on this very Anaconda, and most of this was just me sitting here engineering it, like not engineering it, but like playing around with it in Coriolis and seeing what the maximum jump range was. I think I spent all of 2 days just engineering it, and then I was done, like with the whole
Mark,
thing.
The problem with that was that you also already had the engineers at the highest level. I'm sure he's also working on the engineering.
No, I didn't.
Get their highest level.
Guys, let's wrap this up, huh?
Oh, I was landing right now. Do you want to just wrap it up now?
No, go ahead and land.
Oh, okay. I'm in the middle of the landing. I'm sorry. I know we're ending really late. We got really caught up in conversation. And Jarminx, I have been seeing yours. I'm so sorry, man, that I missed that. So Jarminx was talking about, but Elite feels like it got put on the back burner, though. I mean, they come out with new stuff, then take them away. Community goals is gone. They brought in the option to for audio acted Galnet news, then pulled Galnet news altogether. They do little small things and they put them in big updates, and it's just not.
Yeah.
They pulled.
So I got one word for you guys. Pandemic.
Yeah, the pandemic has probably put a lot of strain on a lot of these companies.
That's put a lot of the stuff they've had currently on hold, but I mean, to be fair, like they were also working on Jurassic World and what was the other one?
I don't think those were different teams, though, weren't they? Were those the same teams?
No,
they're the same
all the same company, man, and they have they're a as far as development companies goes, they're kind of a small fish,
It was my understanding that a lot of these companies like grab teams to do these different projects, but I have no idea.
Planet Zoo, I think, as well.
Yeah, Planet Zoo.
Planet Zoo was like last year.
So
they're a relatively small company with limited resources, and they have multiple projects that are in the pipe. And they're probably using agile methodology, like I've been showing you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And you've seen that that's all about knowing or learning what your throughput is. How much can you accomplish in a given amount of time?
Okay, that's fair.
They're not very good at knowing what their what their speed is, right? And they don't have unlimited resources for throwing at developing Elite Dangerous or any other game. For
Right,
that
just
matter.
based on they're not a AAA developer.
Right. So they don't. Well, even AAA developers don't have unlimited resources, given given the rate that they currently burn out their actual programmers, right?
Oh, that's true.
And so Frontier being a UK-based company, they hire mostly UK-based developers. They preferentially hire UK or British programmers, right? So they're not outsourcing all this crap to India or anything like that. So I guess I'm more patient with them than I would be with the Blizzards or the Activisions of the world, because they're working with limited resources.
Okay. Yeah,
That's
that.
from a limited talent pool, actually, if you think about it.
I have to.
Limited talent pool, limited resources, and they have other projects that actually make them money. Elite Dangerous doesn't really make them any money.
So I'd actually like to.
This is a labor of love on the part of David Braben.
Yeah, that's true. I'd like to add to that though, in that so one of the things that I think makes me the most patient with them is that, and I say this because in light of recent events with the fleet carriers and everything, is that like Frontier actually is listening. This isn't like World of Warcraft where like, oh, a lot of y'all don't like this particular raid, we'll like nerf it or something.
Don't you guys have phones?
What?
Don't you guys have phones?
He's joking about Diablo Immortal.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like this isn't one of those AAA developers that have very, very little to do with anybody who isn't a content creator. Like they're actually watching those forums and they're making changes based on our input. Colonia is a perfect example. The fleet carriers is another perfect example. Like they're listening. They hear what we have to say and they make changes based on that. And that is awesome. And sometimes it does take them a little while to do it. And that's okay because they're a small company. Like you said. So why am I trying to get back on my ship after I just got out? I'm trying to line up a nice shot. This is me having... Oh, how many beers have I had so far? Where's my beer? Oh, there it is.
Not enough.
2.
To be fair, these are, what, a pint and a half? We got 22 fluid ounces. 22... They come in pints? These are like 22 fluid ounces.
Like I've been buying them by the gallon.
External camera.
Change camera.
Whoop! Hold on, I gotta do it. Oh, there's my vaporwave, baby. I love this ship so much. Oh wait, I gotta disable the. There we go. Are we all good to call it a night?
I'm ready to.
Ready? Waiting, man.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in, and I hope you all enjoyed the episode. Like, subscribe, all that fucking bullshit. Or don't. Whatever you want, it's up to you. Creative freedom. Or fucking... As always, this is Commander VG.
Spam you with notifications.
Yeah, right. Just spam me with notification. No, don't do that. As always, this is Commander VG Punks.
Commander Taylor-MadeAK.
Commander SA Icon Jr.
Commander Physics.
Commander Narcolepsy.
Yeah, that guy.
We're signing off. Keep a song in your heart.
07.
07.
07.
What's up?